Water.
Earth.
Fire.
Air.
For the longest time, the four nations have lived together in harmony. Under the wise leadership of Avatar Roku, the world has experienced an era of peace and prosperity unlike any other. But with the recent death of Avatar Roku after his volcanic island erupted, members of all four nations feel the winds and tides of change. With the search for the new Avatar only just beginning, the world seems poised on the brink of conflict. But without the Avatar, who will save the world?
My name is Bree, also known as PrettiPixel, and I am playing Shurva, a warrior from the Fire Nation.
I'm Andrew, also go by Lucifer. I'm playing Firebender that goes by Mako Bow.
Hello, I'm Ali, and I'm playing Oki, a waterbender from the Northern Water Tribe.
I'm Brandon, and I'm Rung-Bolo, an earthbender from the Earth Nation.
Hey, I'm Dave, and my character is Al, the Airbender from the Nomads.
And I'm Owen, the Dungeon Master of this ragtag group of members of all four nations. Hey! Hello everybody, welcome back. How you doing? We're doing Avatar Legends, yay! It feels like it's been so long, because it has been a little bit, but we're back! Goodness me, I'm very excited to jump straight back into our campaign. Before we do though, obviously, huge thank you to everybody who came and joined us for the Tyranny of Dragons stream last night. We had a really good turnout. I think we had like 30, 40 people watching, so thank you very much to all those people who came and watched the Tyranny of Dragons, thank you. And obviously thank you to the Mims crew who are running the Matonia Blues D&D campaign. You guys have been jumping across and joining us, and I love you guys so much. I think your character art is absolutely fucking amazing, and I know I say that every time, but I stand by it. I love your character art. It's a huge inspiration to me to up my game for character art. So hopefully when we do the Curse of Strahd campaign, which is starting in just under 2 weeks now, hopefully the character art that I've done for all of those characters is at least 10% as good as your character art. Obviously, we're going to be jumping straight into the campaign. Before we do, though, our guest character, Archie, has been coming back and rejoining us. He's looking around like a guy. Look at him looking like a guy. He's joining us again for... Andrew's got it now. It's the other side. Joining us again for as our guest spot as Aquila, the bloodbender from the Northern Water Tribe, who has since been exiled for his... what would you call them? I guess like atrocious, ethically bankrupt actions. Atrocities, yeah. Atrocities is good.
Just being too cool, I think, really.
Being too cool. I don't know if
North
that...
Pole, that's
Water tribe.
North Pole.
takes effort.
I don't think that'll hold up in court.
Humanity.
No.
Breaking
Now,
the
Archie,
chain.
actually, now that we've got you in, can you do a quick practice roll for me to make sure that your rolls are showing up in the Beyond Legend? So obviously we're using the Beyond Legend toolkit. I really thoroughly recommend it. It is infinitely better than Roll20 for running Avatar Legends, and it's infinitely better than every other toolkit I've looked at. I really love it. Again, not sponsored. I just think it's a really cool toolkit, and I recommend everyone checking it out. The Avatar Legends group have announced their own online toolkit that they're working on. I checked it out today. I've got beta access. I don't think it's very good, so we're sticking with Beyond Legend. I know. I stand by it.
Controversy.
Yeah. So we're definitely sticking with Beyond Legend. Yeah, I haven't put the website.
No, I made one.
Oh, amazing.
I'm just trying to remember what I called it.
That's all right then. But yeah, I definitely recommend checking out Beyond Legend. The link will be in the description of the video if you're watching this recorded or on the podcast. If you're watching this on Twitch, looks like Bree has already got it working in the Twitch chat. Look at that. Look at that go. That's fantastic. I have to say, it is really nice having someone who actually understands how the Nightbot commands work, because I don't know what I'm doing with this stuff. I'm a complete noob. At some point, I should have to figure this out.
I'm a veteran.
Yeah, I should have to figure this out. I'm not quite there yet. So yeah, I do recommend checking out Beyond Legend. Long story short, it's really cool. You can check it out at avatar-legends.beyondlegend.games, and you'll find it there. Otherwise, the link's in the description. I think that's it for me for news.
Did my roll come through?
Did your roll come through? Aquila, you rolled with Harmony and got an 11, which is an absolute success.
So let's just keep that for next time. I need to roll with Harmony.
No, that's no. Unfortunately, that's not how it works.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, sorry about that. The other cool news about Avatar Legends is all of the physical rewards. Obviously, we've had the digital rewards because I was one of the early Kickstarters. Obviously, we've been using all the digital rewards to be able to play the game. All the physical stuff is coming soon, which is lots of dice sets, lots of I know. So I think I'm also getting some like player cards and things like that as well. So I'll do a little unboxing video when they arrive because they're really cool. I think I have enough dice sets that I'm considering rewarding these lovely players who've come and joined for the Avatar Legends stream. I may send them out a dice set each so that they can have like Waterbender, Earthbender, Airbender, Weapons Master style dice sets. We'll see. I'll see if they've been good enough. I'll check it off.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, just fishing.
Andrew doesn't get one.
Keeping you on the hook. Why doesn't Andrew get one?
That seems about right.
Just like immediately you're like, if you've been good, and Andrew's just like down.
Yep, okay.
Exactly.
No, the postman sent it to you, but like you were asleep, so you must have missed it. You have to sleep in the letterbox now.
He has to sleep in the letterbox now. Sure, okay. The only other thing I was going to say is as well, I was seeing if my exclamation mark merch command works, but I clearly haven't done it, so I'll have to figure that one out later. I don't know how merch works. The other thing I was going to say is that there's been a really cool new switchover of all of the t-shirts and everything, and I've also got some character art t-shirts dropping soon as well on the merch store. So if you want to look really fancy, I think I'm currently wearing my Lost Archives t-shirt right now. If you want to look really fancy and really cool, go and check out the merch store. Alrighty, that's it from me. Anyone else got any fun things to share from our week off from Avatar? Oh, for podcast listeners, Ali's not joining us tonight. She's still recovering. She's was able to join us for D&D, but she's still not 100%, so she will be rejoining us again soon. But she is doing okay. She's just getting better slowly, one step at a time. So yeah, for podcast listeners, you won't hear Ali's voice. I'll continue to play Oki while she's away. And yeah, anyone got any fun news? Archie, you were at PAX. How was PAX?
PAX was good. I was working, but it was good. It was cool. It was very interesting.
What was the highlight for you at PAX? Like, was there any game in particular or anything that stood out more than anything else? Like, what kind of grabbed your attention the most?
I was looking for Pokemon cards, if I'm being honest.
How'd that go?
Not many. Like, there's some, but not many.
Okay, that's all right.
And then I was a bit disappointed that there wasn't much just Pokemon stuff in general.
Yeah, I was going to say, because Pokemon Scarlet Violet's coming out soon. I know you're super hyped. Dave, are you a bit of a Pokemon fan? I know you're a bit of a Pokemon fan.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I'm super excited.
I'm thinking anyone who's playing Pokemon Violet and Scarlet, it looks like you can have like 4 people for like this online.
Oh yeah, I'm already in on this. I
know Archie is. Archie and I we're gonna do it and fuck up each other's worlds. Dave.
Yeah,
I
am a min-maxer though, so I apologize in advance for my anal kind of behaviors.
I don't know if Archie, what do you reckon? Can we have him on? I don't know if we can.
Look, okay, I'll tell you right now. My plan is to defeat the 8th gym first.
Okay. using nothing but the mud pig. What's his name?
Yeah. Lechonk.
Using a party of 8 Lechonky boys.
I'm literally going for 8th gym first.
Okay, which is the 8th gym in this one?
I don't know, it's the last one.
Thank you. Fucking Jess. Unbelievable.
Is this new Pokemon just like Dark Souls? Can you just run straight to the boss and just have a crack at it?
This one
completely open in the world?
Yeah.
This one, they're very open up to which gym you can go to first. It's very up to your discretion.
But the level doesn't scale.
They're not level scaling the gyms. So if you go to the 8th gym, it's going to be the hardest gym.
And then you go back at level 50 and you just wipe out the grass gym level 10. I have to say,
you got to be sick.
I have to say, I don't understand why they wouldn't just do level scaling. It would not be hard to have the gyms adjust the level of the Pokemon depending on the previous gym you fought. It would not be hard to program. Nintendo, if you're listening, listen up, Nintendo. I'm sick of your bullshit. You have the technology to do this. Do it. I know Nintendo aren't listening. I'm not that deluded. Alrighty, well, I think we should probably jump in to our Avatar Legends campaign. Unless anyone's got anything else fun to share.
Really quick.
Yeah.
Thank you everybody for signing a petition to bring me back. We did it.
How many people? Hang on. Hang on. I want to get some facts straight. First off. At what time was the petition created in comparison to when you had joined the stream last session? Because if I remember correctly, there was a minute's difference. How many signatures have you got on your petition right now?
There are 4.
And
I want to thank all 4 of you.
No. You're one of them. No, you're one of them. You're thanking 3 people. Do you know who the other 3 people are? Because I think I do. I've opened it up.
Wait, you can see who did fuck.
Yeah, I'm one of them. And the other 2, one of them's Dragon. I'm pretty sure, judging by the.
100%.
I'm pretty sure one of them's Dragon, and I think the other one might be Leslie.
No, Leslie wouldn't have signed it.
She wouldn't have signed it. Okay, well then in that case, then you're only thanking one person
Is it
because
Ghost?
you're one of them.
Yeah, it's
I'm one
probably
of
Ghost.
them.
It's probably Ghost.
It's probably Ghost.
Anyway, I want to thank all 4 of you equally.
Including yourself. You're 25% of that. You're 25% of that vote, mate. Just so you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I thank myself every day.
Okay.
Democracy.
I've been playing Grounded 1.0
yes.
released 2
Yes.
weeks ago. For those who haven't played, it's like a survival game. So imagine Valheim, except it's like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. So you're actually stuck in your backyard. You're tiny, right? And the apex predator is like spiders. And
Yeah.
I was like, man, I'm gonna struggle with the spiders. And then I was attacked by an ant, and the ant was like, I struggled.
Yeah.
Scared the shit out of me. So.
No, but like, so I had a bit of a look into Grounded because I'm thinking of doing a little playthrough of it. And I was looking into the science of it because I thought that'd be kind of fun to do like a breakdown of the science of Grounded. The actual force a human that size would need to break through the chitinous exoskeleton of an ant, you would not have enough force. No matter how muscular you are, you would not have enough force to be able to actually push anything sharp through the ant's exoskeleton. So Grounded's actually not too far off from what they show. So I was actually pretty impressed with that. That was well researched. They did that. Spiders would actually be easier to kill than ants because the exoskeleton's not as hard. Fun fact.
Not in this game. The spiders are freaking terrifying.
Yeah.
That's just because they're really fast and they bite you.
And they jump.
Yeah. And they jump.
Yeah.
Yep. Even the
And
small
they make
ones.
really scary noises.
Which is just the sound that they make. No.
Can you farm aphids?
You can. I think you can get an aphid pet. I'm not sure. I haven't done it yet, but
Okay.
you can hunt aphids.
Okay. I'll definitely have to check it out. I'll definitely have to play. I've looked into it like from doing like a science of Grounded breakdown video, but maybe I should actually just buy the game and play it.
Well, I mean, free on Games Pass day 1.
Okay.
It's like when you're in the night,
Games
you're running
Pass
through the
sponsored
leaves.
boy here.
It's just terrifying, man. So great. Microsoft, if you're listening.
Ubisoft, if you're listening. Look, hey, maybe one day. Microsoft, I was going to say, yeah. Maybe one day. Yeah, Bill Gates, listen up, Bill, come on. Hey. No.
Billy boy.
Billy boy. First off, what were you doing with Jeffrey Epstein? Second, no. All right, so let's do our recap.
Hey, he killed himself.
Alrighty, we've gotten dark. So I know where to cut. Alrighty, let's jump into the story. Our story has been following Shurva and Mako of the Fire Nation, Rung of the Earth Kingdom, Oki of the Water Tribe, and Aal of the Air Nomads. The children of important ambassadors of each of the 4 nations, they've been attending a historic summit at the Beifong Estate. With the recent death of Avatar Roku following the eruption of his volcanic island home, omens of war and conflict seem numerous. The team are now on their way to the Eastern Air Temple, having left the Northern Air Temple following a reunion with Monk Gyatso, Aal's first mentor. Learning a few interesting things, including Aal's new mastery over the weather and the location of the Sky Bison Spirit, the group now travel by Sky Bison to the Eastern Air Temple. Stopping in a remote section of mountain wilderness for the night, the group oversaw some torches leaving the nearby town. Fearing a bandit attack, the group decided to investigate, and quickly discovered the torches were actually a group of teenagers sneaking out of town to drink. Not only that, but with them was a familiar face, Aquila, the bloodbender exile from the Northern Water Tribe. After flying off with Aquila, rescuing him from his air-quote friends, the group caught up, learning Aquila had not been having an awesome time since his exile and was feeling pretty genuinely sorry for his past actions. Flying on, the group are now approaching the northwestern wall of Ba Sing Se. You've had your full sleep during the night. It's probably been a couple of hours worth of flying since we last had the session. You had a little bit of a break before you took off and started exploring. But before you, far in the distance, despite how far away you are, a couple of 100 kilometers, The walls of Ba Sing Se stand tall and visible on the horizon. So vast is this massive city. The plains around it have been stripped of forests, wood, and greenery, leaving most of the area around Ba Sing Se a fairly unlooked after, fairly uncultivated wasteland of barren rock and dry desert. The people of Ba Sing Se having stripped most of the land around the walls to help create and help to maintain their city. Inside the wall, the very first wall, you can see large patches of farmland. I'd probably say the greenery is visible on the other side of the wall, not from the closest area, but as you look across the city on the horizon, you can see sort of patches of green indicating the farmland within the city limits. You're probably still another hour or two away from Ba Sing Se, but we left off as you guys were kind of discussing whether or not you wanted to check in on Ba Sing Se or head on towards the Eastern Air Temple. And that's where we left off last session. I hand straight back over to you guys.
Can we see the Fire Nation camp?
Can you see the Fire Nation camp? No, not from this far away and not from this angle. As you guys are approaching from the northwest, the Fire Nation encampment is on the western wall of Ba Sing Se, but a little bit more towards the south. So currently the walls of Ba Sing Se are blocking your ability to see around that section where the Fire Nation camp was. That's a good question.
Have you been napping this whole time, Mako?
No.
No. Remember, he threw that fireball at Archie's friend. So, like, that's the last time he wasn't napping.
Yeah, so
again.
Friend's a strong word. So what I had Mako do last session is the cart was full of alcohol. Mako thought it might be spirits, threw a fireball to try and blow up the cart. It was just like rough beer, and so the fireball just hit and
fizzled,
smoldered the cart a little bit, and then nothing else happened.
Damn. I had dreams.
Sorry to have crushed them, but you weren't here, so
Yep.
I don't know what to say.
Sucker.
So yeah, Oki sort of looking around over the edge of the Sky Bison. I think you have called Mango now. I think it's official. The Sky Bison's name is Mango.
Yeah.
Sort of leans back in and looks and goes, "So are we thinking Ba Sing Se or carry on towards the Eastern Air Temple? On one hand, I'm aware of the time limit that we're under, the time pressure, but I would really like to see Ba Sing Se at some point, although I really don't want to bump into Pung."
That's fair. But if we go to Ba Sing Se, I
reasonable.
feel like we can only make everything worse and disappoint ourselves.
That's a pretty bleak view.
Yep. You can't disappoint yourself in the Earth Kingdom. It's amazing here. What do you mean?
Is that you voting for Ba Sing Se, or
I actually don't know.
you're like, it'll make everything worse? Let's go there.
Like, this is me just stating the facts. Like, we're probably going to get in trouble
wishes.
with, like, the Dialee. But I'm still down to go.
I don't think the Dialee knows who we are anymore, right? Maybe not.
I can't say anything. Carry on.
That's all we needed to know. Anyway, I'm joking. Well,
Rung,
Ba
do
Sing
you have any
Se,
friends? Do you have any friends
day.
in Ba Sing Se?
No, they're still trying to kill us, right? Because we started the
Friends,
uprising
friends.
on the ferry, and they attacked us then.
That wasn't in Ba Sing Se. That was like people from Ba Sing Se. It's
Yeah.
different.
We also
It's like
told
just
some
a
little
town
white
outside.
lies about them.
Yeah.
That was
There's some
so long
playwrights.
ago. That probably wouldn't even remember it.
They took that on over. We told the truth. They just exaggerated everything.
I do have all of
There's
those
no
things you
truth
told
coming out of your
written down.
stories.
So that will be appearing in the Ember Islands new production, just so you know.
Oh, I know, and I can't wait.
You're just lucky I wasn't there to see what those lies were. But
Oh,
I'm sure
yeah,
you wouldn't know
no.
about the Earth Nation.
I think we agreed that we want to go past and on to the air temple and then come back to Earth Nation, like, in the future. I think we
What Air Temple
talked
are we
about
going
it.
to? Southern?
We're heading Eastern.
Eastern.
Oh, that's pretty close then.
So we were going to go to the Eastern and then we were going to go around the globe to the other side to Fire.
around
Nation.
the world.
And then come back to Ba Sing Se because we think that the spirit of
We
the Earth Nation's going to be the hardest.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
no,
like, I'm thinking as well. Like, if we're going basically, because we're pretty much like from I pull up my map and I've just drawn like my understanding of the map because I don't have a real map. Don't know if anyone else does, but I've drawn it. It's just like a big like cross like that and just like north, south, east, west, basically. It's like, but Ba Sing Se is the best looking picture there. Like, look, we're kind of like here, and I pull like point to the top middle of the map. Like, we're kind of like here, and we're gonna go like down there to like where this little rock is. It's like this tiny little dot where like the air nomad temple is. Like, tiny little dot all the way out there in the ocean. But like, look, we're kind of just going past Ba Sing Se. Like, so should we just like stop in for a day, hang around, do a bit of shopping, you know? We just have a day where we get some stuff done, you know, life admin, and then we just cruise on past the day after down over to Air Nomads. Like, does that work? Or do we just go straight past and go straight back up and then straight across?
I love
like,
that.
because
So you go. No, you go.
no, it's all confusion.
I did love the moment of silence as everyone like tried to catch up with what Rung had said and then kind of gave up and was like, nah, it's too hard to determine.
No, it's just not worth it.
That's the way to do it.
Amazing.
Rung, I like your enthusiasm,
Mm.
but I think we should just continue on with our main objective.
Ooh,
My
wow.
vote
Use
is
it
with
after the shot was
Shurva.
brilliant.
Did not expect that from you, Mako.
Because
This is good. This is good. This is good, Mako.
I feel pressured now.
My hands on his forehead. You're warm. Are you warm? Are you okay?
He's always warm.
Always.
Oh, it's hot.
Alrighty. So,
Well, do you guys want to
You guys-
like veer around Ba Sing Se to see if the Fire Nation camp's there, and if it is, we can pop in to see if your dad's there, Marco. And
No,
fill
no,
him
we're
in
good.
with What's happened? No, okay.
You sure?
Sort of. Let's just go with yes for now.
Okay. And Rung, sorry, did you say you had any friends here in Ba Sing Se? I didn't hear you earlier.
I don't really. I might know some people if they've been to Lai Wowo around there, but no one I can really think of worth seeing. Wouldn't include Pung as a friend, and
No,
Jai Lee definitely are friends.
never.
Yeah.
So you know, if I might see someone if I'm lucky, but I'm pretty terrible with names and faces and people I've met in general.
So more likely
friends.
to piss people off than to make friends.
I mean, we have one friend. We have the Shu family in the trade district that we
Oh yeah, that we
that
gave a lot
helped
of money
from
to.
the- Yeah, so I mean, if we need to, we can always pop by there. But if we're alright for resources, we might as well just keep going to the eastern. Otherwise,
we have food.
the Dai
water,
Li might know what we're
blankets.
up to.
No, we're good.
Okay.
I think
Okay,
just-
let's have a vote. Aquila, you can vote too.
Yes.
That's very
Oki
generous.
and Ahini, I assume you'll vote as well.
yeah, absolutely.
All in favor of going to Ba Sing Se?
Neither Oki nor Ahini raise their hands. It's just wrong.
I
Okay.
look at Shurva to see if she raises her hand.
Shurva does not.
I do not.
Okay.
Hey,
Ba Sing Se it is! No, lol.
hey,
Let's go to the eastern.
Aquila, can you do that hand thing you can do, like the blood thing?
I don't. I'm not allowed to do that anymore.
I won't tell.
Oki
But
sort of
everyone
looks at you and
else
goes, we're,
Yeah, I
we're
will.
literally, like, we're sitting on...
We'll hear you.
We can all hear this.
I thought I was using my inside voice.
I think the
Alright.
people in Ba Sing Se could hear you.
Turns around real, like turns toward you. What?
you hear the voice echoing up from the depths of Ba Sing Se. Oh my god, I know those voices.
Run!
Is that wrong? Bolos.
He said my name wrong. I
Is
hate
that
him.
Rang
hate him so
Bolon? What about Sal? Do you guys have Sal with you? Is he still there?
Rum's
Oh my
testing his
God.
range for how far he can fling rocks in the ground up
The
here.
robot.
His name's still Sal, right? Unless he changed it to be like Mako.
It's a silent S.
Alrighty. I take it then that you're not going to be taking a stop over at Ba Sing Se. Awesome. Good to
No.
know. you continue on, steering Mango a little bit more towards the south so that you can avoid the large populated metropolis of Ba Sing Se. Actually, probably steering a little bit more towards the northeast and going around the eastern wall would actually be more efficient use of your time. So actually, as you guys steer Mango around, still over the mountains at this stage, and begin heading towards the northeastern wall of Ba Sing Se, you can see the vast city below you coming up on your right-hand side and the coast hugging on the left-hand side. Ba Sing Se is enormous. The outer wall with all the farmland itself looks like its own island, this own landmass. And then in the center, this densely populated metropolis of the inner city. And right in the very center, the Palace District. All visible from the air as you fly around the outer walls, but Ba Sing Se itself leaves you somewhat breathless with how large it is. As you continue on hugging the coast, the tree line gives way to, again, open plains and fields along this sort of broken coastline. Most of it quite high and cliff face, heavy. No sand or no sandy beaches around this area, which you'd be used to in the Fire Nation, Shurva and Mako. Not as many sort of like sheer cliff faces hugging the coastline, but more sort of like sandy beaches. But yeah, this area is battered by the winds and waves along the edgeline of the coast. And as you come round towards the southern half of the city, you see a vast lake splitting through parts of the farmland that has a small river heading towards the coastline. Rung, you would probably know of Lake Laogai, this large lake in the center of Ba Sing Se that provides all the water required to keep the city running. This vast city of thousands of, hundreds of thousands of millions of people. You probably would have heard of Lake Laogai before. Can I get you to roll with... Could I get you to roll me with focus? I just want to see how much you know about Ba Sing Se and Lake Laogai as you pass overhead.
Rung's just like spitting off facts as he goes, like, yeah, that thing can feed up to 2 million people a day, I hear, with water. Fresh water, even. All animals can drink from it. It actually never runs out. It's actually a magical anomaly, how important this thing is. It's been there for thousands of years.
So none of those are facts. So that's a 4. So yes, keep doing what you're doing, because none of what you're saying is factual, and I think that actually accurately reflects the roll of 4. Please carry on.
Here, this water actually got magical healing properties with it. That's why everyone in Ba Sing Se has like another 100 years lifespan, and like say people like, I don't know, the Fire Nation.
Yeah, it's definitely not because they don't breathe coal dust every day. It's because of the magical water. That's what you've been told to do. You keep going back into the coal mines.
Yeah, it purifies you of all toxins and all coal. Brilliant. It's like also a heated spa as well.
Rung, you really don't remember much about Ba Sing Se. Most of the time when you were taking lessons, when you were in between your time spent down the mines, not really much of Ba Sing Se culture or history really sunk in. It just wasn't really a focus of you. So you remember something about Lake Laogai being a big old lake and people drink from it, and that makes sense to you. And people use it to water their crops, and that also makes sense to you. And then there was something about the inner city having a series of walls and hamlets built around Lake Laogai, but you don't really remember what that was about or what the importance of that is. And you also know that there's a vast rail system connecting all the different sections of Ba Sing Se, powered by earthbenders, but you're not sure whether it is powered by earthbenders or maybe it's just powered by hopes and dreams. You're just not sure. Could be either.
He was on the toilet at work, so in the mine somewhere. He had just like a tourist pamphlet, and he was just flicking through it. Like, where's the pictures?
It's literally like, life's better in Ba Sing Se. And it shows like a happy couple holding their child in front of like this vast array of identical houses in some neighborhood in the inner city, and then there's like, it's just this
idyllic in Ba Sing Se.
Yeah, life's better in Ba Sing Se. Exactly. Yeah. And the smiles are just a bit too forced. It's like, on all the pamphlets.
Stone gauntlet just on the other side of the picture.
Yeah. The smiles were just a little bit too spoopy. But yeah, you don't really remember too much. Sorry.
Wow, thanks, Rung, for that insight.
I'll make sure to take note of all of that.
Please write it down if you want. I've got a whole factoid somewhere in my notes here. It's all very true, by the way. It's why we're the best nation. Well, when we go there, we can go in the heated spa and swim with the dolphins in Lake Laogai. It's perfect.
Oki looks at you and goes, what are dolphins? Are you sure you're talking about dolphin crabs.
Dolphin crabs? Oh Jesus Christ!
I have a new thing. I've decided that every new animal I'm going to add to Avatar is going to be fucking terrifying. It's my gift. My
Wait.
gift to the Avatar community.
But you promised that
Dolphin
everything
spider
you add
crabs.
would be cute and adorable.
Yeah, I've changed my
Wait,
mind.
how do they?
It's
How
cast.
do
It's
they-
One's a
casting.
mammal
It's,
and
guys,
one's
it's
a crustacean.
carcinization. It's carcinization. Every single animal prefers to be a crab. You know this. Crabs evolve all the time in the fossil record for no reason at all. Everything wants to be a crab.
What?
Can you explain what this dolphin crab looks like?
And
Yeah,
does it
right.
bleed, or is it?
Does it breathe air?
Crabs
still?
bleed. Crabs have horseshoe crabs have like copper blood, so their blood's like blue. But most crabs have like red blood.
Does he bleed?
Does it bleed?
Breathe air?
Yeah.
Like
So I will explain what this looks
Dolphin
like.
breathes air, Andrew. Both dolphins and crabs breathe air.
Yeah. In fact,
But
can
doesn't
I
this
counter that? Can I
nervous?
counter with all animals as we know of them use
that's
oxygen?
not
It's
what I
just
meant.
some of
No,
them
that's-
use diffused oxygen in water, some of them use
No,
undiffused
that's not
oxygen
what
in
I
the
meant.
atmosphere.
Um,
All right, so here's what a dolphin crab looks like. It has like a lobster-like tail that spreads backwards, covered in chitinous plates of this like very, almost like a light metallic blue color. As you come up, it has the series of legs underneath that are like small and vestigial, like clutching underneath it. And then it's got the dolphin head and face, and then it's also got the crab claws as well, and it catches otter penguins and fish and eats them.
you just created the apex predator.
I did, yeah, I did.
Like it's the apex predator.
Wait till I tell you about the giant squid shark.
I just
Look,
imagine this thing just
I
coming out
think
the
that
lake
actually
low guy,
beats
like
the squid shark.
just
It's like-
sniffing.
Yeah.
So I might have missed. How intelligent is it? Is it like as intelligent as a dolphin is?
Yes,
Oh,
but with
no,
the focus of a crab.
we can't ever go into the water again.
It can breathe there
Game
and walk
over
on
for
land
us.
because of its crab legs. It's coming
Oh,
up.
no.
No, they're tiny and vestigial. They can't. It's
And
like
what sound does it make, DM?
it's like the
What sound
coconut.
does it make?
What sound does it make?
Yeah.
Crab. crab.
Like, when you hear that, that's just pure.
Actually, there's a famous menagerie in the Fire Nation who tried to do shows with the dolphin crabs.
Ooh.
They had the trainers in there overnight, and the next morning, all they came in to find was various severed limbs that had been snipped, just floating in the pool.
Yep.
Yeah, that menagerie shut down pretty quickly. Actually, the Ember Island players actually bought the licensing for all of their goods and
Question,
used some of
though.
those costumes.
Does it taste good?
Does it taste good? I mean, you monster for a start,
Illegal.
because it's like I just said, it has the intelligence of a dolphin. So
Yeah.
you're eating a conscious being.
I fish dolphin.
It tastes delicious.
Yeah, I thought so. Yep.
Sign me up.
All
Awesome.
right. There has to be. Hang on. There has to be like a list of animals in Avatar,
I
so that I
imagine
can
those-
stop this.
It's fine. I've been
I like
Googling
this
dolphin
better.
crab.
Those like crab claw, like that meat would be delicious.
Just like usually it's like a cute world avatar, but we're just making it like just controlled by these terrifying
Nightmare
monsters
fuel.
everywhere.
Cthulhu-esque monsters, yeah.
Oceans, crab dolphins, skies, viper hawks. or
So
viper
cuttlefish are a
owls.
thing. Fish are a thing. Hang on a minute. Not all things in this. Hang on a minute. I've been lied to. Not all creatures are non-hybrid. There's fish that aren't hybrid. Cuttlefish aren't hybrid. They're just cuttlefish. Whales aren't hybrid.
whales
I
are pretty
feel
weird.
I feel lied to. Arctic camel. Well, that's just a camel that lives in the Arctic. That's not a hybrid animal. Get out of here.
It's just got the camo skin like a
Yeah,
Call of
yeah,
Duty
Oh wait,
guns.
there are crabs. Crabs are a thing. It turns out crabs are also just a thing. All right, in that case, and I stand by it. I stand by it. It's a dolphin crab. Deal with it. May it haunt your dreams.
If we have any artists in chat, please make that a reality.
There has to be some AI art that could do that.
Dali, no,
Oh,
Dali,
yeah, I've got-
yes.
I'll put it in that thing.
Thank you. But yeah, so what were we talking about before we got distracted with dolphin crabs?
Dolphin crab.
My history of Lake
Oh yeah, you talked about
Laogai
dolphins, and I was
flying
correcting
over.
you that there are no dolphins. You fucking idiot. So carry on.
No dolphins in Basing Say.
There are no dolphins in Basing Say. That's a good reference. I like it.
I stole that from chat.
Yeah. That's you stole that not just from chat, that's from Bree as well, just as an added insult. Oki goes, yeah, I mean I've heard of dolphin crabs, I've heard of dolphin orca. They're actually
Wait,
really cool.
isn't that just an orca?
No, they've got like the bottle, like the bottle snap of a dolphin, and they're like a bit smaller, but they've got the coloration of an orca.
What's an orca and what's a dolphin?
It's just
I've
a
got no idea. Yeah, so they've
bottle-nosed
got like a
orca.
bottle. They've got like a bottlenose. Yeah, it's a bottlenose orca.
Wait,
It's a
isn't it
bottlenose
just...
orca.
Just
And
a
it's small.
bottle-nosed orca.
You know how it be.
You know how it be.
It's like a sea lion line, you know?
Mm.
Does anyone want to learn how to steer Mango up front here with me? It'd be good to have like at least one or other of us know how to.
I'm good. It seems like effort.
I mean, if you're offering,
Yeah, Rung and Aquila, do you both want to? You both raised your hands.
yeah.
Killer, you
I
can go
have,
first.
I have
I'll
this
watch.
image in my head as you like hand Archie the reins, hand Aquila the reins. He's like, what do I need them for? Starts concentrating.
What are these? What are these?
Why do I need flimsy bits of
Watch him.
leather? What do I do with these?
I like to imagine when Aquila does like his like blood magic, it sounds like Hypnotoad when he hypnotizes people. It's like bing.
I don't do that anymore.
All hail the Hypnotoad. Also a legit animal in Avatar Legends now. Enjoy. No, so yeah, no, you can. Al, you take Aquila and Rung and sit them up next to you. Mango sort of tosses her head a bit, unsure about the new weight now concentrated on her head, but she sort of manages it when you calm her down with a few gentle pats. And you begin sort of showing the basics of how to steer Mango using the reins and not using blood bending. Could I have Aquila and Rung please roll with
Can I help them? Can I give
focus?
them anything?
With
Yeah, so
with
you are
what,
helping them,
sorry?
so they're going to get a +1 with focus,
With
please.
passion?
And they're both with focus.
Yeah, I heard
please.
passion.
I heard
Uh,
passion.
With focus,
Passion.
please.
Oh, harmony.
I'll harmonize your face in a minute.
Is that a promise?
Look, what happens during our playthrough of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet stays in our playthrough. So that
Oh,
becomes a 10, Aquila, so that's fantastic. And Rung, yours was a 13. So yeah, no, you both do really well. Both absolute successes. It's not too complicated. Mostly what you need to remember is to go up, you say yip yip. To go down, you actually relax the reins and let them fall just completely loose and actually give a bit of slack underneath the jaw. And that's a signal to Mango to start dropping down a little bit. Pull on
I
the
thought
right.
I'd say.
Go ahead, sorry.
"Pee-pee."
They say PP. Pew,
Yep,
pew.
yep.
Pew pew pew.
No. Yip yip is to take off. Otherwise, if you want to go up, you actually pull upwards on the reins. To slow down, you pull back on the reins. Right, pull on the reins to the right. Left, pull on the reins to the left. Pretty straightforward.
Can I get that in notes? I forgot already.
No. You can do though. You can go fuck yourself. No, I can type it up in notes.
Ooh,
for you. Do
we'll
I
vote for
do I
Member.
genuinely have to type this up in notes for you?
Up, down, left,
Left, right. It's the Konami code.
Yeah, it's like start.
It's the Konami code.
AB.
But yeah, no. So
Like they
if you want to
start.
go right, you pull on the reins to the right.
Yeah, okay.
Pretty straightforward. So you turn wherever you want to go, you pull the reins to turn the head in that direction, and Mango will follow the reins basically. Like
How do you go forward?
Forward's the natural state. If you just have the reins slack, Mango will automatically go forwards. Mango cannot hover in place on account of her not being a helicopter.
How do you go faster?
How do you go faster? You say yip yip again.
Nitro.
Wouldn't I just go
What if
up
you wanna go
higher?
Isn't that up?
And you can no. Yip yip is to take off. Yip yip is basically the like I need high energy, please. Yip yip again
Then you
will
said
encourage.
pull up to go up. And then,
Exactly, you
okay,
can just
yep,
pull
yep.
up and then drop the reins to go down. If you want to really go fast and actually really encourage some rapid movement, you can give the reins a bit of a flick as well to let Mango know that she needs to speed up a bit. You guys aren't fucking.
You say
You're
yip,
not.
yip, 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 yip,
And
yip.
then
Sure.
I'll
Yeah, I was gonna say,
It's
can we
like
break the
riding
sound
a
barrier?
horse.
then I'll shoot fire from the back to make it look like we've got like speed boost. on.
Thrusters.
Thrusters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wait till
you-
the mango pudding comes out the other side and
Yeah.
find out with the.
That's it. You guys aren't going to
Mango
be able to
hit
catch me on
five
this. I understand how to fly a flying bison. You're not getting me. I've thought this through. I'm good. I'm
No,
ready.
we're learning. I'm learning.
The only reason I know this
learning
is because
stuff.
Alice has happened to take up horse riding in the last 6 months. It's the only reason I know how to do any of this shit. It's just amazing coincidental knowledge that I have suddenly in my brain. But yeah, give a little flick of the reins to help encourage. You can also use your legs to also give Mango directions. If you give a bit of a squeeze on either side of the head, that'll also give Mango a bit of a heads up that she needs to slow down.
But
I'll
no
be
kicking,
impressed
guys,
if
no
you
no
can
kicking.
get both of your
Sleep.
legs over each side of Mango's
Yeah,
head.
I'd
No,
be
it doesn't have to go
impressed.
around, just a bit of pressure downwards. Like as you're sitting down, you can press your heels into the floor.
So you're not like
On both
Van Damme,
sides
just
at
doing
the same time.
splits.
Of course you can. Sit down on the floor right now and press both your heels into the floor. You'll find that you're very capable of doing it.
Around the head of a giant sky bison.
Archie's testing it out. He's going to realize that he can.
Oh, it makes
You're
sense.
literally just going to be doing the splits.
It's blown Archie's mind. Oh my god, you guys are actually going to test this. We've derailed again.
Full heads up, I know I can't.
Meditation mat down here.
I know I can't do that.
We can't hear you, Archie. Just so you know. Thumbs up. And a middle finger, thank
I
you.
can't get my knees to touch the
For
ground
podcast
anymore.
listeners, Archie and Brandon have both sat on the floor, and now they're demonstrating that they're both old men because they're both
Nope, I
struggling to
can't
get up, and they're complaining about their backs and hips. How'd you go, Archie? Were you able to do it?
That's the response.
Well, all I know is you caught me falling over.
Yes, on camera, and it's
Yep.
now also going to be on TikTok.
Wow.
You're
Sounds
welcome.
like the start of an emo
You're
song.
welcome. But
It
yes,
feels fun.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it again, but it feels fine.
I'm sorry, we're all playing younger people in Avatar, so this is okay.
My cabbages. Yeah, so I'll spend a bit of time teaching both Aquila and Rung how to steer and fly Mango. Shurva and Mako, what are the two of you doing while this is going on? Because this takes probably about an hour or so to get them both up to speed, to teach them the basics of understanding flight. You don't go too much into detail in terms of like spotting weather patterns, understanding wind, understanding like lift, looking for thermals to make Mango's job easier. That's a lot of pretty intense flying experience for them to pick up. It's just basic directional ability for the
Yeah,
moment.
just in case we ever need to take off and I need to fly somewhere. Yeah,
Exactly.
basic stuff. Yeah.
So yeah, Shurva and Mako, what would you two be doing while this is going on? Your silence
Sorry,
is deafening.
I'm just looking at my inventory.
Yeah.
I would be doing just like basic hygiene. So,
Basic what, sorry?
Hygiene.
Hygiene. Okay.
Yeah, so like washing my face with a cloth and some water and
Okay, like share some of her bending water. I've only slapped a few earthbenders with this.
yeah, and then like just brushing my hair and all that because like just been traveling a very long time.
Yes, you guys have been traveling for quite a bit of time. Mako, what about you?
So Shurva,
Mm.
when we see this spirit, I don't really need to be there at the front, do I? Because like for the last one, I sort of got us in trouble. Like I nearly killed myself. Then like a lot of stuff nearly happened, and I wasn't really needed there.
Well, I don't really know. I don't know what to expect.
Yeah, so like,
is it gonna be? I would assume being, you know, the air nomad spirit, it's gonna be a lot more peaceful, right?
I would assume
Than
so.
a forgotten water spirit that
As-
we already attacked earlier.
Like as long as we don't attack it, and I'm not going to attack it. It's full heads up. No more violence against spirits.
We'll see how
that's-
tired you are.
Since that is actually
Yeah.
the most brutal. It eats its victims whole.
Oh no.
Isn't it a giant sky bison? It's
It
literally
is,
a
it is,
herbivore.
but can I point out the most dangerous land animal is the hippopotamus. It's also a herbivore.
Yeah, it's
Hippopotamus.
Hippopotamus. Hippopotamus.
Is that Moto?
No. It's the I was singing the Oscar Isaac song that he sings to his
it's
kids.
so good.
It's so good.
I love it. So like, do I like?
Hippopotamus.
Should I
So
be at the
good.
front lines or should I be behind a row of people,
Well, I mean,
waiting for something to happen and then react upon that?
I
or-
think it's gonna want to speak with you out of anyone here.
Well, the last
the
time
person who made the wish
I stepped up in front of the last one and it tried to murder me.
with good reason.
Yeah, look, it had valid reason, but like it still tried to murder me.
Look, you're not gonna be standing up the front by yourself, like out of a whole group. We're all a massive group. We're
No,
all
then-
friends.
then I
We're
was
all
gonna-
gonna be
then
there
I was
together.
Then I was gonna push me.
I mean,
I mean, yeah.
I don't want to be that guy, but history.
To be fair, I wasn't there when I'll
was
push you the
one
first
time.
time.
Yeah, and I made a wish
Pushing
one
if it's
time.
just your blood.
Ooh, that's a good point, Mako. Like,
So yeah.
I
Oh
was
yeah. What's this thing
there
about
to
blood? Like we
punch
heard
him
this thing
last
about
time.
blood, but like we've never had to use blood.
You don't use your blood.
I know a bit about blood.
No, stop.
I was gonna say though, like, out of anyone, Aquila probably knows more about this than us, considering he is kind of a seer and he's got more training than Oki. So if we're gonna ask anyone about what to expect when we go meet a spirit face to face, it's probably the guy who likes your blood.
Okay, I don't like his blood.
Do you need my blood still, or is that just off the table?
I believe
dangerous
that's
for you to
off
see blood?
the table.
Okay, it's off the table.
I-
Cool.
If we cut ourselves, are you like a shark and you just go ravenous for blood?
No, I'm actually the opposite. If I see blood, I pass out.
Oh,
He only likes to control blood inside people. It's when it comes out, he's like, "Whoop."
rare steak.
Mate, I want to put it out there. I have a lot of sympathy for you. I also don't like blood very much, so.
Oh, I can't eat even in real life. If someone cuts themselves
Oh,
at work,
really?
I'm like, you're on your own, buddy.
I'm okay with that. It's
Like-
like, anything more than that, I do start to not go so well. And you might be asking yourself, Owen, you do eye surgery. How does that work? Yep. The eye doesn't bleed a lot. It's one of the best things about it.
Oh, I cut it. It's bleeding. You're on your own.
Yeah.
Just leave.
Vampire that hates blood. Oh, what sweet what sweet noise my children make. Blood.
So then, okay. I guess we have to ask: is blood really required for spirits?
I think just that one.
Just that one.
Aquila?
Aquila.
From what I know, he only needed blood to get out of the place.
The Shadow Realm? Yep.
Yeah. That's where my brain went to, and I'm like, it's not the Shadow Realm. The spirit world.
Okay.
Is that correct, Daddy Owen?
Your understanding from what you were told. I don't like that. I don't know why I'm responding to that. I should have nipped that one in the bud when I had the chance and not responded to it. But the problem was.
Daddy Owen.
See what? Oh, fucking hell! See what I was doing was I was quickly checking to see if key blocking had been added as one of the specific new fighting techniques in Avatar Legends Beyond Legend. It has, and I was very excited about that because I was going to have a chat to Shurva about that at some point in the future, maybe in the next like 5 or 6 episodes. So I was a bit distracted, and that's why when I heard Daddy Owen, I responded. Normally, I would not respond to that. I would like to rewind and have another go where I don't respond to it, if that's okay.
Too late.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
happened.
Absolutely. No, it's fine.
Okay.
It's out there now.
Okay. So your understanding, Aquila, from when you were speaking to Yavu, that the blood section, the blood of Mako, you were told by Yavu that was help needed to weaken the portal, that a blood sacrifice was needed. Some of the blood was needed to weaken the portal. Upon reflection, now you have a bit of a chance to think about it, you suspect that that's not necessarily required for spirits as like a general thing. You think that might have been a Yavu thing.
Yeah.
Because you've noticed a bit of a theme. Yavu taught you bloodbending. He's a dark spirit that looks like streams of dark blood. And then he wanted Mako's blood. So there's a bit of a pattern here that, like, I would
see
say
why
was
you
a
fell for
killer.
him. He seems awesome.
To be fair, he did not present that way at first. He presented himself as a mentor and a tutor who could help prepare the next seer of the Water Tribe for the difficult challenge ahead of him. And because Aquila's self-esteem was not great, let's be honest, his only friends were puppets, he was a bit susceptible to this manipulation from a spirit. Is that fair to say, Aquila?
Yep, I'm not going to say anything else because I was going to.
So yes, Aquila, you're pretty certain that was a Yavu thing, the blood. That's
Yeah,
not necessarily something that's required for all spirits. In fact, you suspect that most spirits aren't that interested in blood at all and would be a bit confused if you started like bleeding on them.
Okay, so most spirits are hemophobic.
Okay. Okay.
Hema neutral.
Human neutral.
Okay,
thank you, Dave.
So I was lied to by another old man. Cool. Well, we made it up at
Daddy
last.
Owen likes it.
Well, I said this is what Aquila knows versus what you were told, Mako.
Yeah.
And you were told by a spoopy old man who disappeared into a cave full of badger moles.
Look, I trusted him with my life.
Yep, and that might have been a mistake.
Might have been.
Never trust an old man.
Yeah, I'm starting to learn that actually.
It might have been Alice from the front of the
Yep.
Sky and Mango. It could have been metaphorical. Maybe when he said your blood, he meant maybe you or someone of
children.
your descendants. Yeah.
I don't have any children.
Well, not yet.
Oh
But if-
shit! They're gonna take my kids?
You're a child yourself. What do you mean? Why are we
Maybe
talking
your dad
about
can fix
children?
this.
One of you fucking says Daddy O, and I'm shutting this down.
I didn't want to until now.
Yeah, like I had no
Haney
urge,
looks over and goes,
but now it's like,
sorry, I understand that like Mako's father is an ambassador. Like, do you think he has any like special knowledge of the spirits? I just like, why do you think you need Mako's dad involved?
what?
What? No,
Someone
I just
mentioned-
meant it could be metaphorical, being like of your blood, being like it has to be Mako it has to be there, as opposed to him physically,
Ah.
literally giving his blood out.
Where did you hear this from? Who told you that you need Mako's blood? You mentioned an old man in a cave.
Yeah.
Is there
no,
more
that was
context
it.
to that situation, or is that like, did you just like we're in a cave and an old man told
so,
you to?
like we're getting chased by badger moles, you know how
Okay.
the thing goes. Then like we ended up in caves. It's like that went all through like the Earth Kingdom,
Okay.
yada yada. Then this strange old man that only 3 of us saw talked to us. He seemed very wise. He seemed like ghostly spiritual. Then he
A staff.
yeah, like he had like a little lamp. I think maybe I don't know. Then gave Oki like
tile.
this tile. Seemed like a
Oki
piece from like
reaches in and pulls out the pie show tile that she has.
Yeah,
which
it's
has
like from a
lotus.
game.
Was it
Which has
Lotus?
a white lotus on it.
Right, Lotus. Yeah.
And he said he was. Oh, Jesus Christ.
One of the previous kings. Of,
He was like, he said, like, he didn't say he was a king, but we like assumed he was a king because he seemed like he was. He said he was important to something, or like, so he's a king or an
Kingly.
emperor. Yeah,
So,
we really put like a lot of stuff on this man.
so you met an old man in a cave full of badger moles. He gave you
Yep.
a piece from a playing set, pie show.
Yep.
Gave you a playing tile,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and told you that he was king.
No,
I
he
know
didn't say he was
that
king.
you-
No. At no point did he say he was king.
Okay, because
But
But
I-
it takes,
just like, he was a king,
it
but I
takes
was like,
someone
yes,
very
king.
special.
it just seems
Because
like
he-
you guys have made a lot of big logical jumps to
He,
get to the.
he did say
He
that
disappeared.
we needed my blood to fix this. He gave like something about like the 4 spirits. I think that's like where we first learned about it. Maybe.
Yeah, I think so. And
I
it
think
just
so.
separated into like thin air.
Then like when the others sort of arrived, we turned around to talk to him again, but he just disappeared.
Okay. I have heard
We
about.
might have been
Okay.
tripping.
I was going to say, Rung, back me up here, but I have heard about gases that you can find underground that when you breathe them in, things happen. Is that a?
I also want to point out that there was
Oh,
cactus juice being consumed
No, not
quite
that one.
recently.
Not at that time.
Hmm. Now we
But
don't
But
use
not
it.
that-
recently.
No. I remember all the cactus juice I had.
Good
We've
job.
used it by then, and plus we had like a torch to go under there, so the gassing wouldn't be. Otherwise, we would have.
Yeah, we would
would
have just. Oof.
Would have been dead. I've seen it happen, dude. I've seen people fly like 500 meters out of a tunnel.
500 meters.
But, yeah, no, it wasn't.
It's like
that.
half a kilometer. Jesus.
Yeah, it was insane. Like,
I don't-
well,
It's
kind of
not
went around
physically
the bend, and
possible.
They weren't there when I looked around the corner where the flame disappeared, so I'm guessing they just kept going. But there was a lot of like black ash everywhere.
This parabolas,
well.
they don't exist in my world. When you get knocked back, you fly in a straight line until you impact another object.
They didn't disintegrate, object permanence, they just disappeared.
Heaney sort of like nods. Oki looks and goes, look, to be honest, I think the whole situation with the old man in the cave, I don't know, like, yeah, he gave some right advice, but also he, from what you guys have said, he did seem a bit, I don't know, a bit spooky, a bit weird, a bit
Okay, you were
crazy.
there as well. Like, come on, you're meant to be backing us up here.
All right, he seemed a bit spooky, a bit weird, a bit crazy.
Cool. Okay, not where I wanted, but that's fine.
You led us here. That's kind of led us to something.
Did he
here.
did he lead us here though, or did like he kind of lead us
Yeah.
vaguely towards Basing
He did
Say,
not lead
and then
us here.
we didn't listen to him and we bumped into waterbenders and did our own thing.
It's all part of his great plan.
See, that's
He
what
did.
worries me, Mako. You seem really willing to just like follow old men who give you weird advice. Like there was that dude in the Oasis who told you about the fishes, and that led you to make
Yeah,
this.
look, that
The
was
fish.
crazy. But you know what? It ended up being true.
I think old men actually.
With catastrophic
leading us down
consequences.
Well, it was us that made
Not
the
trusting
catastrophic
creepy
things.
old men.
Look, I should have probably put the dots together. The fact that you said like someone else who made the wish sort of didn't show up ever again. But
I think the problem was that the old man trusted Mako to not
yeah,
make a dumb
that
wish.
that's also very
Yeah.
true.
You should have trusted an Earth Nation person. Yeah, it's a mistake.
Okay, I'll no longer trust the words of anyone without the consent of the group.
I don't
Man.
buy it.
You're growing, Mako.
Alrighty. Mango continues on as you pass the southern edge of the city of Ba Sing Se. You can see the land splits out into a peninsula, a large bay spread before you. For those of you who are a little bit familiar with where you might be, I'd say probably knowing your history. Rung, you might vaguely know some of the geography. I'd also say Mako, you would have studied a bit of geography at school. You know that you're vaguely approaching Chameleon Bay. And that the river that you're now sort of flying over leads back towards Full Moon Bay, which is where the Serpent's Pass is. But you continue on. In the middle of the bay are a series of small sand islands with what looks to be like little groups of villages and huts set up along them, very similar to the waterbenders that you met up on the tropical islands a little bit further north. You can see sort of similar huts splayed out below you. And as you come around the edge of the peninsula across a series of mountain ranges, you can see in front of you a series of large volcanic islands. You know that these volcanoes are long since dormant. They haven't been active for a very, very long time. And nestled in amongst these massive peaks is the Eastern Air Temple. You are only another couple of hours away before you arrive. Is there anything you guys would be doing before we bring you across to the Eastern Air Temple?
Did you say what time of day it was?
It was sort of getting into the afternoon, probably about 2-3 o'clock. We're doing a little bit of a time skip as well, because to fly all this distance is going to take you a day or two, so we've kind of like, I'm incorporating that and speeding it up a bit. So you've had a day or two camping. We've done a few sessions with you guys camping previously, so we'll kind of skip through that a little bit.
Hey guys, we're about 2 hours out. Do you guys want to like land and freshen up before going there, or you're just going to go straight there?
Sounds like a plan. Also, can we not tell them everything about everything?
Says you.
Why would you wish to say that?
Just say that we need to meet the Sky Bison Spirit. That's it. Like, just...
How many times have we gone somewhere and someone's like, "So why are you here?" And you launch into the whole story.
Every time.
Yeah, look, I just want to skip that bit. I just want to skip that bit.
Every time.
Yeah, you should just tell yourself.
Okay, that's fine. Keep your mouth shut this time.
Yeah, look, cool. If I start, I want one of you to hit me.
Oh, please.
Oh, can you do like an air silence thing? Like a...
Yes, suck the breath out of his lungs.
I might
The air out
accidentally
of his
suffocate
body.
him.
Aquila and I
do the
went
blood
too
thing, but
dark.
just the jaw. It's not bad. It's just the jaw part.
No, I might accidentally burst his lungs.
If it gets really bad, you guys let me know.
And we'll grab
That's the
him
signal.
and pull him away.
No, that's too obvious.
We have some scary teenagers here.
The signal should be Aquila, bloodbend now. They'll never suspect it.
You do a big like
Nothing's wrong.
Well, they'll never expect us to bloodbend one of our own, so you're right, they won't expect that.
They'll get really defensive and try to attack us, but that's fine.
Look,
hold it,
you guys make this choice. I can't influence you. That's your decision.
If Sister Taka's here, I might pull her aside and have a quiet chat with her, but I'm open to not telling everybody what the situation is.
I don't know
But,
what the situation is, so
We killed a god.
now I know.
We killed a god?
yeah.
What
Can
did
we
you do when I was
bringing
looking,
him
Mako?
places?
Huh?
Did I miss that part?
No, yeah, you totally missed it. Don't worry about it.
Was this the lies you were telling those like fire dancing troop again?
Yes.
Explains a lot.
Yeah.
Al
So,
knows all about that.
what do you guys want to do?
freshen up.
Let's go like have a nice little freshen up on like one of these volcanoes, like
Yeah,
maybe like
right on
tan
top
a
of
little
the
bit.
volcano.
Is there a little like water output? Because they're dormant volcanoes, right? So I assume
Dormant
it's
volcanoes,
not
so
like-
some of them are filled. Yeah. Some of the calderas are
With
filled
lakes
with
and stuff.
fresh water from rains. Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. So we find a nice place to purchase and then
Beach episode.
have a bit of a.
I've already done that.
No,
Again.
this is a spa day. It's different to a
Oh,
beach
Spa Day. A Spa
Completely
Day
different.
episode. Yeah.
As you guys
Awesome.
bring Mango, the Sky Bison, in and begin heading down towards one of the smaller calderas in a mountain peak nestled between two of the larger, more imposing, massive mountain ranges, the air begins to grow quite warm as you approach the edge of these dormant volcanoes. Despite the volcanoes being dormant, magma below the surface is still allowing heat to rise, and as you land on the shores of this rainwater lake, you can see the surface of the water shimmering with a light mist and steam from the water being warmed from underneath. As you guys jump off and head down to the lakeside, there's a bit of a slight smell of sulfur to the air. Not enough to be unpleasant, but enough to remind you that you are at a location that was once sort of active geologically. You have a bit of a rest, a bit of a wash off in the water, wash the dust and the travel from your clothes. In Aquila's case, you have had a bit of a rough few weeks, days since being exiled from the Northern Water Tribe for your bloodbending crimes. Your clothes are a bit torn. You've got a few cuts and scrapes and bruises, a few stains and damage to your clothing. So you have to use this chance to wash off, maybe repair some of the damage with a needle and thread that Oki lends you. Sort of make yourself look a bit more presentable.
Would Oki lend me though? That's the real question.
I think Oki would throw the needle with thread on it at you, and that would be enough that you could then use that as it like sticks into your arm.
Aiming for your eye or something.
Probably
Yeah.
not that
Oh, blood.
intense.
Just going for my arm.
And you're able to repair some of the damage to your clothes. But yeah, you guys have a bit of a chance to freshen up, soaking in the water of this natural hot spring formed by rainwater in this caldera of this now dormant volcano. And Mango has a bit of a swim as well. As you guys are sort of playing in the water, Mango rises up and then with this large crashes down into the water, causing a massive wave that Oki sort of splits in half. Oki and Hini split in half to stop themselves getting covered. But the rest of you, except for Aquila, who is also a waterbender, you can just choose to get smashed in the face with this wave, Aquila, or use your waterbending to just kind of deflect some of the force from it.
I'm going to deflect it more onto Mako.
Nice. Okay. So Mako, as this wave begins barreling towards you, suddenly it grows in size and crashes down, sending you sprawling backwards as you are basically knocked down by this massive force of water, empowered by Aquila's push. The rest of you just get a bit of a drenching as this wave crashes over you. And then as you look over in the surface of the lake, you can see Mango, all 6 paws in the air, head like underneath the water, just with the nose and mouth visible, go. As bubbles begin forming at the surface near her nose. Is there anything else you guys would be doing to freshen up? Just having a bit of a swim, having a bit of a relax? Or shall I now take you guys over towards the Eastern Air Temple?
Yeah, washing my
brainwash.
clothes. Yep.
Just
You washing
freshening
your clothes
up.
as well? Yep.
Just all the basic bathroom stuff.
Yep.
Awesome.
I'll dries all the clothing for everyone
Mango
after it's
hair.
washed.
Shave.
Only
Bit
thing
of a
he does
shave?
is
Yeah, there's like a tiny
Shit
bit of
shower
bum
shave.
fluff. Yeah.
Yeah, like see, yeah, you need to just get rid of it. Just get rid of it.
Yeah, it's like a 16-year-old with a tiny bit of bum fluff.
Yeah,
You just
it's-
get a bit of
it's
fire in your
disgusting.
hands and bring it closer.
Oh, that smells real bad, but yeah,
Hey, it works.
it works.
All right, you guys have a
One
bit
just
of a...
only goes like for one bad joke. Like, hey Shurva, can you smell sulfur? And then farts in the pool.
Oh my god. Ahini sort of sees you do this and freezes your fart bubbles solid around you.
He's trying
Wait,
to away from it.
are they like these bubbles that are just like sitting there?
Frozen,
I
so
grab
they're
one
like
and I
floating on the
smash it
surface.
against his face.
Oh yeah, you get a waft right in your face. Right. It's, yeah.
Okay.
Polo?
Marco Polo. No.
After that, you guys finish drying off. I'm just going to power through. You finish drying off Mango. I'll doing a few compressed air blasts to dry off some of Mango's fur, not have her just dripping wet, which would be quite cold as she takes off again. Guys will get back on the saddle, and Mango takes off again. Would you be letting one of the others fly?
No, I think I don't know what the culture is about other nations flying a air bison, so I insist that I fly
that's fair,
Mango
that's fair.
as we approach the air temple. Yep.
I just wondered because you had just been teaching them how to fly Mango, but no, that makes a lot of sense. All right, awesome. With a yip yip, you get Mango to take off and you take to the skies again. It takes you a little bit of searching. You've not been to the Eastern Air Temple in a very, very long time. This is Sister Taka's temple of origin, but you haven't actually been here more than once or twice with her. And both times she's been the one navigating, and you've not paid a huge amount of attention to the pathway that you need to take through the mountains to get to the Eastern Air Temple. You do get a few wrong turns before finally you spot the familiar sight of bright orange shapes wheeling and darting in the skies above. And as you come round this large crevasse and begin pushing around through the edge of the mountain ranges, you can see the Eastern Air Temple rising before you. You have spent a fair bit of time at the Eastern Air Temple. You've spent a little bit of time at the Eastern Air Temple, but you probably would find it one of the more beautiful temples. Mostly made of white stone with light blue roofs and golden inlays. It's actually quite a beautiful sight to behold. Large marble bridges connecting different aspects of the temple grounds to various other towers. Most of the buildings are actually circular rather than the angular, more rectangular structures that you see at some of the other temples. And you can see a number of air nomads wheeling and darting, flying through the air, both on kites and on Sky Bison. It looks like there's some sort of like game going on involving Sky Bison and what looks to be like large balls made of like some sort of like maybe like a leather pig bladder that's been painted bright blue. And you can see that there are young air nomads on young Sky Bison playing some sort of game with them, using the Sky Bison's tails to whack these balls and shoot them through the air, trying to keep them off the ground. What were you going to say, sorry, Al?
Oh, I mean, like Al, I don't know if anyone's noticing, but Al's like just a bit like bouncy. He's a bit agitated. He's not familiar with the Eastern Air Temple, so Al's just a bit, he's just a bit not quite as focused as he was when he approached the Northern Air Temple, which was his home.
Absolutely. As you get a little bit closer, air nomads begin to wheel and duck around you. Just sort of like checking out who you are, giving a bit of a wave as they fly past. But for the most part, it's mostly the younger air nomads, teenagers like yourselves, playing in the morning sun. I'm going to say that you've had a bit of a chance to camp overnight. I'm not going to do any more of the camping. We did a fair bit of camping previously, so it's been let's say you spent the evening at the lake, and it's now come back towards the morning as you've taken off and flown towards the edge of the air temple grounds. Air nomads sort of wheeling and ducking around you, and you can see that in the large section of gardens in the very, very middle of the temple, right in front of the two of the tallest towers, you can see a number of air nomads strolling through the gardens, carrying scrolls and books, some taking moments to read, and a group of air nomads also doing what looks to be some form of Tai Chi or air bending exercises in the grounds, moving very slowly and gracefully and creating small gusts of wind that rustle the leaves in the trees of the temple grounds. As you have a bit of a look around for a place where you can land the bison, you sort of a bit trying to locate where to go, and then finally you spot the Bison Stables just down towards the southern end of the temple. And as you bring Mango down and land her, the stable hand, this slightly older, wizened monk, begins moving up towards you. No airbending tattoos, none of the arrow tattoos. He's not an airbending master. He looks to be potentially maybe not so much of an airbender, but definitely an air nomad, but maybe not an accomplished airbender. And as you land the bison, he sort of walks over towards you guys, gives you a bit of a wave. Oh, hello. We weren't expecting anybody. Where do you hail from, brother?
Hello, brother. I am Brother Al, and we've come here from the Northern Air Temple on some business. Is Sister Taka around?
Sister Taka, yes, I believe she will be up in the upper tiered gardens, probably taking a bit of a walk. She had a bit of a brief flight over the past few days. She's only just gotten back. I believe she's been out looking for one of her wards.
Oh, amazing. Well, thank you for that. We'll go find her.
Great. Did you want me to take care of your bison for a few?
Yeah, this is little Mango. Yeah, if you could look after her at the stable, that would be much appreciated.
He sort of has a bit of a look around and goes, I think I recognize this bison. Is she from the Eastern Air Temple originally?
Yeah, we when we had the air bison shortage, we had to move some from the eastern to the northern, and yeah, she was originally from here.
Oh, very, Very good. Well, I'll see if I can find any of her litter mates that are still around and see if she wants to have a bit of a play with some of her brothers and sisters.
Just keep an eye on her. They haven't neutered her yet, so just keep an eye out for that.
I think I know my bison knowledge, son. I think I know a little bit more about animal husbandry than you do.
Cool.
You want
Yeah,
to be
no worries.
those.
I didn't mean to offend you. I just was worried about having a pregnant bison, so all good. Thank you.
Taking a weird
You
turn.
You can marry Bison.
You marry bison. Yeah, air nomads are known for it. Animal husbandry and animal wifenry.
Yeah, we have a full ceremony and everything.
Thanks. I'm here all day.
Please don't be. Please just don't.
As you guys climb off Mango, he leads her down towards a large pasture where other bison are sort of relaxing and lounging around underneath the various fruit trees, occasionally using their tails to whip up and cause a bit of a blast of air through the trees, causing apples to fall down into their mouths, looking like very much creatures of leisure. As you head through the air temple grounds, begin walking up through the main set of stairs. It was hard to spot before because a lot of the air nomad fashion styles are very non-gendered. A lot of the robes are they're designed to be quite, I would say very, non-gendered clothing. Most of the people here are women, air nomad women. In fact, the vast majority are. Probably that's one of the things that grabs your attention first. Heads are still shaved partially bald, sort of towards the back, and then the hair's braided and tucked up around the back of the head. It is a bit of a slightly odd look for those of you who aren't used to air nomads. I'd say for Aquila, Rung, probably this is the biggest culture shock for you guys, having not had much to do with air nomads in your time. Mako and Shurva, you probably would have seen air nomads around the Fire Nation a few times before. At the embassy that Mako definitely spent some time at, for example. Yep, exactly. But yeah, I mean, Arthur, it's very standard air nomad fashion. They look very fashionable. In fact, there's a lot of teenage airbenders around your age sitting in a garden having what looks to be some sort of like heated discussion over a scroll that they're passing around and talking about. As you sort of head up the main stairs, you just notice off towards the left this row of fruit trees and grass, and in the very middle, sitting in a circle, are about 8 female air nomads, same age as you, sort of between 15 and 18. Handing around the scroll, discussing things quite energetically.
They're very trendy around here. It's not like the Northern Air Temple. It's all the latest in air nomad fashion, and they sit around just talking about poetry all day.
I
Is it
can't
like
wait to see what
aerodynamics?
the air nomads bring to the table.
Not a fringe.
That's very true. Very, very true.
I hope you understand that I am going to
Makes
cut
you
that.
go faster.
No, you won't.
No, you won't.
If we all keep talking about it, then you can't cut it.
I think you underestimate how aggressive I can be
Yeah, you
sometimes.
definitely can't cut their fringe.
You can't cut the fringe.
All right.
Yeah.
Carry on.
About like a decade ago, it was all about the rat's tails, and now it's all about these braided, locks. It's different.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
No,
Oki
definitely not
Nahini
into
sort of looking over at you
just not fringe
two.
benefits.
Go like, hang on a minute. Are you judging these air nomads and like talking about their worth as a like extension of their fashion style are?
No, I'm just talking about how it's more up to date than what we have in the Northern Air Temple.
Okay. Cool.
Modern.
If you want to go talk to them, you can go do that. That's fine.
Really
It's all right.
love the
We should go see Sister Taka. She was looking for me as well, so.
I like how I just dangled
But you
this
can
little,
talk to them if you want.
This little opportunity
I
for
have
Al
no-
to
I have
see
no
this little
interest.
temptation. I thought he'd take it.
I mean, they haven't seen many firebenders, Marco. You should go. have a
I'm
chat with
sure
them.
they haven't, but I have no interest.
Do they just read poetry?
I could think of nothing worse.
I can't read.
Aquila, you definitely
What
can
sort of
read.
poetry is it about?
Aquila
You're the-
pretends that he
Over
can't
here.
read.
You're the male seer of the water tribe. You are well educated.
I'm so stupid. I can't read.
Hey, Aquila, you can give him a puppet show.
It's the universal language.
Yeah, show me a wooden doll.
Yeah.
Shurva, what are you doing?
Sitting in a corner rocking with my head in my hands.
You just say in your mind, you're like, fucking boys. Just the worst.
My
Are you
God.
poetry, Shurva?
Trev, are you okay over there? Like, do you need help?
We should go through the air nomad.
Can we overhear a soliloquy or anything?
Yeah, as
like
you, as
that?
you have a bit of a listen, Rung, you can listen out. They're not discussing poetry at all. They seem to be discussing, yeah, not discussing poetry in the slightest. That's just something I'll add it in for no reason, and I'm like, I'm calling your bluff. You don't get to decide what they're reading. I do. Sometimes I'll go with it, but tonight, no. No, they're not discussing poetry at all. They seem to be discussing what sounds like some political treatise on the role of a feudal system that has been set up in the Earth Kingdom and the failures of such system to allow for the growth, spiritual and economical growth of its people.
Poetry and politics
Was-
was all they ever talk about.
It was economics. I knew it.
Wrong.
They were
Don't
talking
touch
about
that.
fringe benefits tax.
Wrong. Don't touch that with a 10-foot pole. It's not worth it.
No, I have to know.
No, don't do it.
It's like, I'm just gonna listen now. I'm just. Excuse me, ladies. How are we all today?
The air nomad girl sort of turn around and pause. The lead one sort of looks at you a little bit confused and goes, We're very well, thank you. Can we help you at all?
Oh, I heard some interesting things about.
So I'm going to make him Irish. Sorry, can I try that again?
Feudalism in.
We're doing very well, thank you. Can we help you at all? I'm going to make him Irish. Why not?
Irish?
He's from the east.
Yeah, they're
He should
Irish.
be
I'm
Asian.
No, I'm not doing
I'm
that
taking
again.
a
I got in
moment
trouble
to
for my...
understand it.
Okay.
Some weird dialect. Like, yeah. I heard something about Earth Nation and federal feudalisms.
The
Something
woman
like
who
that.
spoke to you sort of first looks you up and down and goes, "Oh, you're from the Earth Kingdom. Well, maybe we can ask you a question. Do you feel like you are particularly oppressed by your very strict social hierarchy?"
Trevor, $10.
I
Then he leaves there defeated and confused.
That sounds like
$10
a
he
bad-
leaves there confident and cocky and thinks that he's the smartest man ever.
Oh fuck! I think I've lost.
Rung takes a moment to think about this. He's like looking, like trying his best to appear intelligent because he's picking up on some tones here. He's like, yeah, I feel, I guess, somewhat oppressed. Our hierarchy is often above me. When I'm working, there's another class of people above me working. Most of the time, it's like oppressing in a way that I'm underneath them. Most of my life, if that sort of makes sense, I spend a lot of time beneath everyone else.
And
Yeah.
what do
Guess it
you
makes
do
sense.
for work?
Oh yeah. I acquire resources from deep underground for people everywhere. Particularly coal, quality coal, high heat burning coal.
You hear one of the other girls mutter under her breath, "Coal miner."
That's another way to put it. Coal miner works too. Underground bins is also another one. But I'm pretty impressed by the people above me.
And are you from Ba Sing Se?
Oh God, no. Bunch of yuppies over in Bar Sing Se. They've got that life-giving pool over there. I don't want to be anywhere near the spider dolphins, crab dolphins. No.
Oh, shit, spider
That's worse.
That's so much worse. That's so much worse than dolphin crabs.
So much fun. Jesus.
You just like you're in the forest at night and you hear this like chittering, like, and you look up.
The corner of your room.
And this porpoise with spider legs and a spider mouth around the bottlenose just drops on you. It sprays water out. It sprays webs out of the blowhole. Puts its blowhole down. That's a horrific image. Enjoy that, everybody. Sleep well, children.
Oh, man.
as it attacks you. Just gonna say now, Sheila would have been way more terrifying in Lord of the Rings if she'd had the body of a dolphin.
Sheila's always hungry.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, as you sort of like start talking about life-giving pool and spider dolphins and crab dolphins, you realize you're very quickly losing the attention of these girls, and they sort of go, "Well, thanks for your time. We don't let us detain you." They look back towards themselves, begin like talking again, quite obviously ignoring you.
Oh, that's all cool, guys. I'm happy to teach about the Earth Kingdom whenever you want. Plenty of dirt there, plenty of good coal.
One of the girls
remember
giggles
the
a little bit
government's
as you
lying to
say
you.
teach. You hear a bit of a oh, that's funny. He said teach.
Yeah, anytime, guys. Have a good one. And oh, by the way, should everyone earn the same thing?
They look back towards you and go, "Well, the whole concept of money doesn't really make any sense if you think about it. All you're doing is deferring your time that you're working on into a numerical form that you can carry around in your pocket." They sort of see you nodding off and falling asleep. One of them blows a gust of cold air in your face, and then they turn back and pack up their stuff and walk away from you.
I go back to Arl. Like, pretty boring over here, man. They were talking about money, fiat currencies, blockchain, something like that. I lost track. I couldn't keep up. I think
I keep hearing
they're
things about
communists.
paper hands and diamond hands. I don't know what they're talking about. Their hands were hands. Like, what's going on?
Trying to sell me NFT.
Just a little crypto joke for people.
Ron,
It's
you
like
did
10 gold to Mako.
Mako, add that 10 gold. So you had nothing, I think. You had no money.
Yep, I had no money before that.
Alrighty. You begin heading up the staircase towards what you think is the direction of the upper gardens. You've got no real idea. As you pass by one of the main halls, you sort of see a group of older air nomad women, probably in their late 50s, early 60s, sitting down eating breakfast overlooking one of the large balconies. And you vaguely recognize one of them, and as she spots you, she sort of like gasps a little bit, dropping her food on the ground, quickly gathering it back up again, and then running over to you, Arl, like holding you on both shoulders with her arms, and goes, "Arl, you're okay? I Sister Tak has been looking for you for days, for weeks. You're okay."
Oh yes, yeah. I just came here from the Northern Air Temple. Actually, it's a long story. But yeah, I just came to see Sister Taka. And these are my friends. I have three water tribes people, 2 people from the Fire Nation, and one from the Earth
rung.
One rung.
And one rung. Oki and Ahini do. Excuse me, Lumi. Oki and Ahini do a little. Sorry, I'm just doing a little bow. Oki and Ahini do a little bow as you introduce them. You see the air nomad woman again does a very, very graceful bow, brings her hands back up again and goes, "Hana, it is lovely to meet you."
Wait, did she just say her name was Hana? Or
Hana, H-A-A-N-A.
Double A.
H-A-A-N-A.
Family.
Hana.
Oh no.
What's wrong?
That breaks my brain.
And as she says Hana, you like, "Oh yes, I know you. You were at the embassy with me. You are one of the acolytes of Sister Taka. She's one of Sister Taka's sort of like not underlings. That's not the right word. More, I would say kind of like assistants. She works with Sister Taka as one of the curators of the archive there at the Eastern Air Temple, and sort of works underneath Sister Taka.
oh yeah, well yeah, no thanks, Sister Hana. Is there a place that well yeah, I mean I think we'll be staying a few nights. But is there? Can we find Sister Taka?
Yes, of course. If you head up the stairs towards your right, you will go take a left, and then another right, and you will be there in the top gardens. I believe she has just gone for a bit of a rest.
In the garden, or she's gone from a rest?
In
after
the
being
garden,
in
she
the
has gone for a
Okay.
rest.
Okay, yeah. Well, we'll go up there then. Come on, crew. Enjoy everyone's breakfast. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
I like being called crew. Yeah. Alright.
I mean, there's like 8 of us, right? There's like
Yeah.
3.
Is that too many for a gang?
Come on, Parsi.
Gang has some connotations to it. We're trying to rebrand ourselves.
There's
As-
7, right?
There's 7 of you, yeah.
Yeah, 7.
As you guys head up the stairs, actually, no, sorry, because there's 6 of you. Yeah, there's 7 of you. Ahini. Yep. As you guys head up the stairs and begin walking around, the Eastern Air Temple is beautiful. Like, as I described before, it is white marble or white stone that it's been constructed out of. Beautiful white towers with these brilliant light blue, almost like ocean blue. The ocean on a really bright sunny day takes on that almost azure color. It's brilliant light blue. Paint has been used to help decorate most of the larger sections with gold inlay, or what looks to be gold leaf inlay, around many of the other sections of the borders, creating this really brilliant light effect. The whole temple feels light and alive, almost like a blue sky on a sunny, cloudless day. And as you guys head through into the upper gardens, again, lots of greenery. A lot of effort's been made to grow plants in and around the air temple. And you notice that the air around the air temple actually feels a little bit warmer than the outside air, the air around the outside mountains where you had previously been. And as you head up through into the gardens, you see a familiar sight. Sitting with her back against a tree, legs crossed, eyes closed and hands in her lap, you see Sister Taka meditating. Grey hair, tied back into a very neat braided bun, dressed in the air nomad robes of a master, mostly red with some oranges and yellows, tied back, sitting there looking quite tired, dark rings underneath her eyes, but peaceful, eyes closed, concentrating on whatever it is that she's meditating about.
Sister Taka.
I think she's dead.
Sister Taka, sorry to disturb you.
Her eyes sort of like snap open. She blinks a few times, rubs her eyes, and goes, "Al, you're okay. And she runs and grabs you and pulls you into a hug, grabbing your head close into her robes. You feel her like hold you close. This is probably the most affection you've ever had from Sister Taka. Like she's always been kind and gentle, but you hear that worry in her voice, and you see for the first time her looking unsure, afraid, and then relieved as she pulls you into a hug. And as she holds you back at arm's length and looks at you, she goes, I thought you were lost. I've been looking for you for so long. Where have you been?"
Well, like, that's a long story. I didn't want our last conversation to be about me taking extra food from the dining hall, so I made sure to come back to you. Is there somewhere private that we can all talk?
She sort of looks around at the deserted gardens with no one else there but her. We can talk here if you like. Otherwise, I can take you down to one of the meditation halls, and we could request it just for ourselves. But you should know this is a place of quiet contemplation. There are no real secrets per se here, but privacy is respected. If we are seen to be sitting having a conversation, no one will come disturb us. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Chew on that wrong.
There's a picture in the Discord.
Oh no, is it worse?
That's the most horrifying thing.
Okay.
Mako, is here a good place? Are you comfortable here, or do you want us to talk to somewhere more
Why do I
private?
need to be comfortable?
Because you didn't want to tell everybody about the situation that we're in.
I'm not saying anything. And if anyone does
Okay.
show up, I can just fight them. It's fine.
Well, do you guys want me to fill her in separately if you guys want to go and chat up the locals at the Eastern Air Temple?
I don't really want that either.
Okay, cool. So Sister Taka, Alright, well, we were kidnapped by the Dai Li.
Okay.
You knew about that?
No, but I did not want to interrupt before you had had a chance to tell me more of your story.
Okay, okay, it's like a wibbly wobbly
Oh god, don't say it.
Timey-wimey.
Don't say it.
thing. So what happened was we
Carry
were
on.
kidnapped by the Dai Li, but we escaped, and then a few things led to another, and we found that the Fire Nation were doing some unsavory things to the Sea Wong rock in the desert, and we had a confrontation there. But when that was literally exploding, Mako here, this Fire Nation led, made a wish with the whale spirit, which was ambiguous, but it also changed the timeline for us up to that point. So long story short, since then we've been trying to balance and appease the spirits. We've been to the Northern Water Tribe and we've calmed the fox spirit there. And we were here to try and see if there was an issue with the Sky Bison Spirit and see if we could calm them if they were not calm.
She sort of sits there for a moment, digesting all this information, nods, and goes, yes. Well, first things first, it is really good to see you are safe. And
Oh, it's
thank
good to see
you.
you too, Sister Taka. It's
Thank you.
fantastic to see you.
Thank you, companions and friends, for looking after Arl and keeping him safe and bringing him back to me. Secondly, who made the wish of the spirits?
This young Fire Nation lad here.
Smoke bomb.
She looks at you and
Adia.
goes, I hope you understand how reckless and foolish that decision was, young man.
He has been reminded every day since he made that wish.
Great.
Yeah, everyone says that.
All of you have taken on a great burden trying to fix this mistake, trying to calm the spirits yourselves. I am very proud of you. For one so young, you are making such a adult decision. I am very proud of you. You said you've been to the north and calmed the fox spirits. What fox spirit is this? I've not heard of a fox spirit before.
Should we talk
I
about the
believe-
burden while
yeah.
they're here?
Talk about
Wait,
what?
what?
Sorry, Earthbender?
I said, should we talk about the burden while he's here? And he looks over at Mako.
Sister Taka's been pretty nice to him. I think Sister Taka's been the nicest to him out of everyone.
So far,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, the
I should've said, like, we had
Northern
a bit of a
one
great
tried
big
called him a
burden. I
fool.
thought she was talking
Yeah, I
about
got
Mako.
called a fool.
Oh.
That's a bad joke. We like to have fun around here. Just me. You don't have to laugh. It's okay.
We keep it light.
Good.
She seems unimpressed.
Very good to hear.
She's very strict. I'm sorry.
The sky. You say that?
Yes.
You get a bit of a withering glare, Arl. As she looks towards you, you get one of her sharp looks.
I give her a wink back.
The look intensifies in sharpness. I see your time away has taught you, or has lost you some of your manners, Arl.
Yes, Sister Taka.
You had manners?
Yes.
Huh.
That was before he
monkey
pushed
ass.
you into a
Yeah.
crumbling temple.
Yeah, that's
We've ruined
It
him.
was funny.
and pushed to go downstairs.
We blame Monkey out.
No, she fell. She fell down.
She fell down.
The Sky Bison spirit that you refer to, yes, I do know a little bit about this. It has been seen just off the coast down towards the south. There is a storm there that has not abated for a number of days, almost a week now. It has been raging. And some of the scouts that went to investigate reported seeing the bison, the spirit of a bison inside the storm, lightning crackling around it, rough winds buffeting everything nearby. we were actually meditating on this issue. It's why I have had to abandon my search for you to come back. We are trying to determine how best to handle this spirit. The storm is headed towards the Eastern Air Temple. It will be here
Question.
in 3 or 4 days.
Is
Yes,
this spirit
foolish
known
one.
for eating people? Okay, there it is.
Eating
Is this
people-
spirit eating people?
No,
Like just
spirits generally do not just eat people.
like just
What does it
destroy
mean?
them?
I am not aware of its diet.
Because the last one
including
tried to kill me,
humans.
so just out of curiosity.
Did you do
I mean, it sounds
anything-
like this one's pretty mad.
Yeah, this one seems
Probably
pretty
wants
bad.
a lot of blood.
No, okay, we've solved this. They don't need blood.
But in case
No-
it does, it's pretty
no
angry.
blood.
Probably wants, like,
No blood.
As far as I'm aware, no spirits require blood for sustenance. That is not something that I
Well,
have
one
heard before.
does.
Which spirit would that be, my young water tribe friend?
You remember
We
the name of
had a-
Yavu?
We had a meeting with Yavu. Yeah.
Sorry, my brain.
4G.
She sort of paused and goes, I have not heard that name before, Yarfu.
Yeah,
Perhaps you
we
should
looked him up in
speak
the
to
Northern
Monk
Air Temple
Gyatso.
scrolls.
Oh, you have been
Yeah,
to...
Yeah, no, we found ourselves in the northern water tribe, so we thought we'd just go to the Northern Air Temple on the way here. It's not that I went to him first.
Get another... Not a withering glare, but a little bit of a look.
We had no other way to get here, like because we just got our Sky Bison,
Yeah.
so we couldn't actually get here. It was a whole thing.
Very well. That is good that you have done your research, Al. You have taken on one of my lessons. Think before you act. You clearly have sought out expertise from people who
Our
have
group is
access
really
to
well known
knowledge.
for that.
Very good. I'm pleased to hear that.
Yeah. People say that we think too long. That's
Oh,
think too much.
this is too easy. This is too easy.
That is one of the traps
try to
that the
teach them to
wise
think
can
less.
fall into. Inaction can be an action in and of itself. It is a choice that you have made. Indeed. Well, it is obviously too dangerous for you to fly into this storm. Why don't you, children,
No,
have a break? Make
Have a
some
Kit Kat.
use of the facilities. Al, if you could perhaps organize transportation for your friends back home, and you can resume your studies, and the rest of you can...
No, not really. We need to go see this spirit, Sky Bison.
Young
yeah.
man,
enough.
are
Make
you...
him happy.
Young man, are you
It needs
seriously
Marco's blood.
trying to
Oh,
tell
yeah.
me that
Yeah, no.
you and your teenage friends would be better equipped to calm this spirit than air nomads,
How's it going for you so
masters like myself?
Correct.
Mm.
far? Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. How's it going for you so far? Just out of curiosity.
You can come with us if you want.
You
No,
can't.
Oh,
do it.
that's a bit insulting, Al, and you know it. You can come with us if you want, mate. Yeah. She gives you a look. Al, I would like to see you in the study hall before lunch. I think you have a lot of catching up to do in your studies.
Question. How'd you end up like this?
An nomad. I was born like this.
Baby, I was born this way.
Okay. Okay.
Can you study when we're done?
So you said the spirit was
Late?
heading here? Okay, good to know.
She gives you a bit of a curious look. Yes, but I hardly see how that is any of your concern. We will have organized transportation back to your families in the Fire Nation before the spirit gets here.
Sister Taka, we've been charged with the responsibility of meeting these spirits. And it's a task that we are 1/4 of the way through, actually. Because all 4 nation spirits are quite angry right now. So I appreciate your concern for us, my friends and myself included, but we feel very strongly that this is something that we need to address.
Al, you are a child. Who charged you with this responsibility? Whoever they were reckless and unthinking. It is not fair to put this burden upon your shoulders. Leave it to the adults. We can handle this.
What if I said some spirits charged us with this?
Say, Arl's been filling out a lot. He's been like, even though he's been like different nations and food's been hard for him, like he has eaten birdseed a few times like this, but he's managed to like actually put on quite a bit of muscle growth. I'm actually rather proud of him to have a
His
vegan diet,
gains a
vegetarian
bit.
diet.
His gains
solid.
are off the chart.
Exactly. His gains are sick, and he can no longer feel the weather. I mean, he's tougher than you could ever imagine.
Mm.
Like, well, probably, you probably
Thank
could
you.
imagine, but he's toughened
As
up a
you
lot.
say, he can no longer feel the weather. Sister Tucker pauses for a moment, looks at you, Al. What is the nonsense this earthbender is spouting?
Thanks, Rung.
Oh, sorry.
He can.
The weather is pretty hot here, isn't it? The wind, one could say.
Al?
So, when I met the water spirit in the Northern Air Temple, it breathed on me, and ever since then I've had the ability to control the weather a bit. I'm still learning how to master it, but the most passive effect is around my body I don't really feel temperature changes, including the cold or the heat. I mean, if I touch ice it's cold, and if I touch fire it's hot, but as far as air temperature goes.
And have you noticed any new bending abilities, Al?
Yeah, I was able to make it rain.
Oh my god. Could you demonstrate?
Notice, I feel like this is the talk for Al just then. Notice any hair growing in places unusual? Any weather changes?
Well, my voice breaks sometimes.
And I'm really sweaty all the time.
Armpits stink.
Al, if you would be so kind, could you show me what you've been able to do?
Should we do it here in the garden? I might damage some of the plants.
Maybe not. Come with me to the edge of the garden. We can do it on the open platform just over here. She leads you towards the edge of the garden, away from the trees, to a large open area of grass, out looking over the valleys below.
Okay. Al tries to replicate what he did last time at Monkeyatsu in terms of feeling the warm air, trying to feel the cold air, trying to mix them in terms of,
So you're trying to create like a cloud, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Could you please roll me with harmony?
He focuses really hard.
Ooh, okay. Hang on, before you roll, just justify the focus roll for me, please.
Yeah,
What-
I mean,
how do you focus?
He's, he's imagining the airflows. He's seeing like the weatherman.
Okay.
He looks at the red arrows, the blue arrows.
Like the weatherman, he looks at the red arrows and the blue arrows.
yeah,
Okay.
the weather map. The guy points behind him, and he's
Yeah.
like, he's.
There's a cold
actually
front coming in from the
visualizing
south. You're going to find that there's strange weather patterns approaching from the east. We've got a lot of the La Nina here for another 6 months, so sucks to be anybody who lives in a flood zone.
That's exactly the words going through his head.
Okay. Alrighty, you may roll with focus. That justification was enough.
That is a 10.
10 is a full
Stormfront coming in.
success.
Yep.
Stormfront
Yep,
coming in
without-
from the
if it
south.
was
Got a
harmony,
low
it would
pressure
have been a
system
7,
pushing
so-
across the center. Absolute success, R. You pause and concentrate, remembering back to what you had been sort of guided in learning with Monkeyatsu and his instructions. Pulling the different currents of air, creating that temperature differential. And slowly as you guys watch, a little bit of condensation begins forming in the air between Arl's hands as he does this circular motion, creating this area in the middle. It almost looks like a waterbending technique that Arl is doing. As he moves his hands in this circular motion, yeah, it's very reminiscent of some of the waterbending techniques you've seen Oki and Ahini and Aquila use. Actually, Aquila, yeah. What Arl's doing is very similar to what you would do to create a globe of water, a sphere of water, and hold it in place. This sort of movement around to create this flow and keep the sphere solid and keep the water in the same place. Arl,
Yep.
between your hands, the condensation grows. Small droplets becoming larger and more numerous. And then suddenly, clouds begin to form, tiny at first, almost like a mist, but growing in intensity and size. And as Arl continues doing this, the cloud begins getting bigger and bigger, and Arl's hand movements begin pushing up. Not even realizing this, Arl, as the cloud then lifts up into the sky and begins branching out. A shadow casts over the ground where you all are, and a few drops of rain begin falling from this cloud that Al has created. As you're focusing, Al, you have no idea any of this is going on. You're just focusing on the movement, on the concentration, and suddenly Sister Taka grabs your hands, and it stops. And as you pause and look up, the cloud above you has now covered the entire gardens. Dark, beginning to look almost like a storm cloud, and fat raindrops dropping down every so often. But as Sister Taka grabs your arm and pauses you, the clouds begin to dissipate and break apart. Before too long, the sun shines brightly again, illuminating the bright green grass around you and the blue sky overhead. You can see above a few airbenders have sort of paused and are looking down towards the gardens where you're standing there with Sister Taka holding your hand. As you turn your head down towards Sister Taka, her mouth is open in a look of surprise and another emotion, almost like a sadness or a resignation. Oh, that is enough. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Taka.
It seems I may have spoken rather hastily before. You are a cloudbender, as well as an airbender. Perhaps you have been chosen to help deal with this spirit. The Sky Bison Spirit is surrounded by storm clouds that we have been unable to penetrate. But you may be able to break and carve a way through. You guys are children. Unbelievable.
Are you laughing at
I
the
was
P
going
word?
okay
Is that
laughing
what
at
you
Archie.
guys are laughing
until I
at?
saw
You
Archie.
saw Archie.
I saw Archie and I just broke.
Unbelievable. I'm dealing with children. This is a professional stream. I mean, I say that.
Spider dolphin.
Those clouds are so humid, you'd almost call them moist.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Are they cumulus or cumulus? There you go. That's a better joke. Enjoy.
Oh,
That's way better.
I love-
See? That was a
that's
bit more
way better.
intelligent.
That is way better.
You're welcome. As the storm cloud sort of the R was creating breaks apart, Sister Taka looks. Perhaps you have been chosen for this. I tried my best to protect you, Al, but I failed you at the at the Beifong estate. I failed you. I let you fall into harm's way, into the rough arms of the Daili, and I have let you down. And for
Sister
that,
Taka,
I am sorry.
everything you taught me up to that point helped me survive and helped me flourish even with adapt to the new situations around me. I wouldn't have made all these friends if it weren't for all the things you taught me. Aquila, when we met him, he was in a dark place, but it was your compassion that helped us recruit him to the gang. It was gang. Like, you haven't failed me, Sister Taka. You've only ever supported me and helped me get to where I am now, which is a good place.
She gives a nod and places a hand on your shoulders. When did you get so wise? When did this happen? What happened to the foolish boy who used to follow me around asking stupid questions? Where did he go?
Well,
I
I
preferred
almost
him.
died in the desert.
That's Mako's
And,
job now.
Oh my god, that got real. Sorry. Do you say that? I almost died in a desert.
Yeah, I almost died of dehydration in the desert, and it really helped me put things in perspective.
Her face falls. Obviously, she was joking, and then as you say that, she like pauses. I'm really
Al
sorry.
gives her a stern look.
Oh, okay. All right.
Don't worry, he can't.
And then a
He
wink.
can't die of
And then a wink.
dehydration again. He just has water. He can just make it now. He's good.
It's good.
Sort of pauses and goes,
And then a wink.
is there any assistance that I can provide to help you prepare for your journey? I will assemble some of the other air nomads. We will attempt to come with you, but I imagine that your level of control will not be fine enough to dissipate the storm clouds completely. Would I be correct? How long have you had this ability?
You would be 100% correct. It's only been about 3 or 4 days, I think. the amount of time it took us to travel here from the Northern Air Temple plus a day.
Indeed. About 4 days then, by my
About 4
calculations.
days. Yes.
That is not very long.
No. I mean, all the insight and all the resources you have to fill us all in with the situation would be much appreciated.
You now know as much as we do about the spirits. It is not one that we have had much to do with. Normally, this spirit, sometimes you will catch on a cloudy day, you'll see frolicking through the clouds. Sometimes you will see it in a storm cloud, illuminated by lightning as it strikes. You will see the silhouette illuminated in the clouds. For it to be so aggressive, and we think actually creating this storm is unheard of. This Sky Bison Spirit has normally been quiet and peaceful, much like us.
How would you and the other airbenders have handled this if we had stayed out? What was the current plan?
We were hoping to gather enough of us to try and create a blast of air to disrupt the storm clouds, and then try and offer the spirit some food, prayers, music to try and appease it. Things that normally work on other spirits.
Oh,
Do you
that thing
think-
meant to appease them. Oh, okay. Taking note.
Gifts, Mako, gifts.
Gifts. Yep. Yep. Taking note.
Do you think if maybe I started by trying to weaken the clouds, and then the airbenders doing the final push to move the clouds away, and then my friends moving in to try and calm the spirit, would that be a good alteration to that?
Something I hadn't told you. When we tried this morning before you got here, the bison reacted rather violently when we tried to disrupt the clouds with a blast of air. 3 of our rather older air nomads were hit with a blast of lightning. They are in the Hall of Healing, recovering.
With lightning?
Lightning.
Okay.
Lightning?
Lightning.
How?
Lightning!
Trevor,
Yeah.
Redden!
you know how I haven't really practiced lightning? Do I risk my life?
Yes.
You've risked all our
Bet you-
lives, so...
I bet you
Oh, no,
couldn't do it.
this could go really
I bet
bad
you
for
couldn't
all
do
of
it.
us. This could go really bad for all of us. Full heads up.
I'm so confused that you think asking the one person who has dedicated her life to saving your ass, and that's the person you're
Look,
asking if you should
look,
go on a
you're-
suicide mission.
Look, you're the one that's got the most flat-headed you're
Is flat-headed a
No,
compliment?
that's
Flat-headed.
look, I don't
Flat-headed?
know, not flat-headed, level-minded,
Level-headed.
level-minded.
Level-minded. Flat-headed, level-minded.
Level-headed.
Theoretically, they should be the same compliment,
No,
but they're not,
They
are
should
they?
be, but they're not,
There's
yes.
only one a
sounds more
screwdriver,
like you-
and the other one's...
Flat-headed,
Who's
level-minded.
flathead?
Who flat-headed?
Is that what they
Anyway.
call like
You got a smooth
Like
brain,
flat-headed.
so
Sorry,
flat.
Sorry, I called you wrong for a
Bunch of
second.
flat-headers
I don't know
here.
what was happening.
Flat-headers.
It's the
Oh my
French.
god.
I called
Yeah.
you wrong. I don't know what was
See,
happening.
and saying
Um,
someone's got a wrinkle brain, like that's a compliment. It's just weird.
Yeah,
Man.
there's so many wrinkles.
Oh my god, your soul Kaya just
My
everywhere.
brain is so smooth. It's not funny.
Yeah, we know.
What?
Smooth
what's
like
your
a
I can
pebble
see
in
it
a
on top of
river.
your head right now.
So you know how I was taking your energy
Mm-hmm.
and trying to shoot the lightning?
Mm-hmm.
What if I just took the lightning and shot the lightning?
Okay, but it needs to go somewhere.
Yeah, back up.
No,
I don't think putting it back out into the atmosphere is going to do anything because you're just taking it from
No,
the atmosphere
yeah,
back
but
into
like
the
I'd sort of
atmosphere.
be acting like a
We-
lightning rod, so like
we have an
not
earth
anyone
bender.
else.
I reckon he couldn't do it.
That's wrong. Wrong. Full heads up. Not gonna work on me.
That was so good. I really like that one. We have an earthbender who can make large grounds for the lightning.
But you would
Yeah,
have to carry them up into the air. The storm is up in the...
Really no problem.
And then it's not
How
really-
high does the
And it's not
air
really
bison
grounded
fly?
then either.
It's up in the upper levels of the atmosphere. It's a storm. It is quite high up. And on top of that, you understand, to ground something, it can't just be floating rock. The lightning will not...
No.
interact.
I
we
mean,
need to-
Earthbender
Yeah.
could make lightning rods out from the ground all the way up into the
If
sky.
we
right?
really need
How-
to, I can aim it at Aquila.
I mean, like, do you reckon it's coming here to the temple? Because if we
That's
pick a
kinda
spot, I can,
bloodbend
just,
again.
I can do a bit of work here for a bit. And like, he just goes to like to the cliff base, and sort of just like stamped in the ground and see if he can make.
Oh, right, no, sorry, Aquila. Chirpy.
Yeah, he's like,
Chirpy's probably a better target.
You
How,
know,
how
don't-
high in the air can you make one of those pillars, Ron?
Chirpy.
Run a couple of
Chirpy
meters.
had this.
Not a couple of kilometers.
Can you
He's
make
like,
another
yeah.
couple of meters on top of that previous couple of meters?
No, the earth just crumbles. It's not stable enough.
Keep stacking.
Sorry.
Chirpy, I'm sorry.
Well, we have Chirpy fly above us, so he's higher than us.
Chirpy, can you fly? He lets Chirpy out again and goes, Chirpy.
Chirpy's tiny sparrow wings and his he just flies. As soon as you let him go, he just drops straight to the ground and like rolls over on his corgi body. Looks up at you a bit insulted at what you've done.
That's okay, buddy. You go
Good.
when you feel like it.
Bird beak sort of snapping near your toes.
Oh, thanks. My nails were getting long, Chirpy. Thank you. Skeleton. So that's that idea scratched out, and so is the pillar idea.
Well,
Like, are we able to make some kind of like rod? Like, I'm trying to think of like how to like harness lightning, like where we can direct it to, and all I'm thinking of is like Frankenstein's monster.
Look, honestly,
Just rung at the bottom.
best case scenario,
Hey, thank you.
I'll make a little safety bubble like you did for us with the sandstorm, and we can go through. Worst case scenario, lightning will have to be directed somewhere, and I'm not sure if I can do that, full honestly, but
Do you
How
know anyone in
much-
the Fire Nation that can bend lightning?
heard
That we
rumors.
can enlist help from, like your.
Oh.
you know, Mako. To learn things, you've got to practice them.
I've tried a couple of times.
Maybe you just got to try again.
You're right.
how
Pressure breeds diamonds.
how bad
Um,
would it be to direct the lightning to one of us and then it grounds it through us? How bad is being hit by lightning?
oh, it's terrible.
Pretty bad.
it's
Oh,
really
like
bad.
it can kill you.
Really, really bad.
Like I've heard
Some
stories of
people die.
trying- I've heard stories of people trying to learn how to like do lightning bending and they just die.
We answered the big questions here. How bad is it to be hit by lightning?
Right, I'm googling it.
It's bad. No,
I'm
no, no.
literally
I can-
googling how
That
to
is-
ground lightning.
No, no.
That is
So I had to look
so-
this
There's a
up.
guy
I had
who's
to look
survived
up.
it, like
I had to
3
look up.
times and won the lotto.
Yeah, so I had to look up
Australian.
this stuff because I made a custom injury table for D&D for lightning damage. So I can tell you exactly what happens when you get hit by lightning. If you're lucky, permanent nerve damage. If you're
I'm fine with
unlucky,
that.
No.
Death.
If you're lucky, you just get that cool spiderweb
no,
stuff.
no.
If you're lucky,
If you're
death.
lucky, permanent nerve damage. If you're
You
unlucky,
eat all of them.
death. Like and things like the ability to
Is that
control
a-
your
sorry.
your smooth muscles, so that you are constantly unable to control your bowel movements, for example, is one of the side effects of being struck
Mhm.
by lightning.
Get
Yes,
a bag.
don't get struck
that-
by lightning.
Is that
Not a good
direct? Direct
That's direct.
strikes. What
That's
about
direct strikes.
indirect?
Indirect, permanent nerve damage.
you hear
Hallucination
stories
may
about
be
lightning-
induced in people located within
Yep.
200 meters of a severe lightning storm.
Yep.
Look,
It's
there's
really
no
bad.
great options.
Don't camp in the tree line, by the way, anyone.
Burns.
Yeah, no, don't do
Camp
that.
up high.
Really bad burns. Yeah, it's not. Don't get hit by lightning. Is my advice.
Did the
It's
the-
very,
the
very
spirit
frightening.
react
Thank you, Shrupi.
before?
What happens when you get struck by lightning? Very, very frightening me. Galileo.
Hmm.
I'm
Did the
trying to
bison
think like
react before you tried to get rid of the clouds?
No, it did not seem too interested in us until we tried to push the clouds away.
Question. this is all like all these plans are relying on the fact that Mango is willing to fly into a lightning storm.
All our bison are very well trained. As long as the rider is confident, the bison will trust. If there's that forged bond, they will do as requested.
How much
You guys
weight
should probably
can
ride someone else's
Mango
bison.
carry?
How many
Why do you
people can
ask?
Mango carry?
How much weight can Mango carry?
You're already at kind of capacity with like 7 people on Mango's back. She's not a fully grown Sky Bison. She's sort of like just an adult Sky Bison. The 7 of you and your clothes and supplies, you're kind of already reaching upper limit of what she can
dumb
carry.
idea.
A couple of 100 kilos is what she can carry, about 500-600 kilos. So all of you guys plus your food and supplies is kind of it.
This could be a dumb idea, everyone, but hear me out here. So you get a couple bison. And between those bison, they fly in like a box formation, up and straight. And in those bison, there's like bamboo, like between them, linking like a H frame right there, right? So like when you put in the lines there. Now in the middle of that H frame, there's a dangling metal rod down there. So this thing can fly around, angry bison, and attract
Okay,
the lightning.
so
to the
Rung
metal rod
thinks
floating
that's
between
going to
them.
work. Rung says that and thinks it's
So-
going to work. Here's why it's not going to work. Lightning will
How is
not
it being
strike
ground?
something hovering in midair. It will take... So lightning doesn't just go down from the sky. It's a
no, it needs
connection
to-
between
yeah,
up
it
and
needs
down.
to-
So there has to be a complete circuit connecting it to
Yeah.
the ground.
So what we could do is put a rod on the ground and have
Rope.
Mako try to redirect
won't
the
conduct
lightning
lightning.
through him down onto
Ooh.
the rod.
That would work. That's not a bad idea.
That's what I wanted to say, and then everyone laughed at me saying rod. So
I didn't laugh at you saying rod. I thought it was a great idea.
do we like?
Oh no, I did. I definitely did. I will
Yeah, you
not
did.
lie.
Get your steel rod out. Oh, yeah, sorry, carry on.
Would they have like any metal or
Any steel
anything
rods?
in-
Any scaffolding
Fucking one in my
around?
back pocket all the time.
like in the air temple, would they have anything metal?
Oh, we use them for our relays
you
all
guys-
the time.
Sister Tucker listening to your conversation
I
goes,
don't imagine them having like electricity
We-
is the only thing.
no, they don't have electricity. Sister Tucker sort of
No.
pauses and goes, we do have some of the bells. Maybe you could use one of the bells. They are made of brass.
Smelting.
That
You could position one of the bells on the ground and aim for that.
what?
It's
smelt
made of
it.
metal. It's brass. And the
Marco,
bell tower
how-
has been
how
struck
hot
by
can the
lightning
flame be?
once. That's why we put the roofs
'Cause-
over to protect the bells from being struck by lightning.
How big are the bells?
The smallest one would only weigh about 100 kilos.
How much time?
Brass has 28% conductivity.
Yeah, I'm looking it up that now.
Okay,
I'm
I think
thinking
that
what we
could
do.
work. That could work.
That could work.
Absolutely.
If I forge us a kiln, in a forge, right? What we do is I pretty much we do this like with like if we need any like structures like that in the mines. But what we do is I will forge out
Copper?
pretty much like a big block of stone, and then what we will do is I'll pretty much make a big sort of cauldron of sorts like that. We heat that up super hot because Mako and his fire makes it really hot. We melt the bell into a rod, plant it in the ground. I'll pop a hole in there. We all put it in there. It's got to say it.
Sorry, how much
You're
time
not
do
going
we
to be
have?
melting down one of our antique
Yeah, we
bells.
we
I don't
could
think
just
yeah, we
prop the
could just
bell up
put
on
the
the
bell.
ground.
Yeah, like just put the bell there. I think it'd be fine.
Yeah. I love your suggestion though, Rung. I do
Like,
really
your
appreciate your
Just wanted to
enthusiasm
find a use for
is-
some coal.
Your
Just wanted to
enthusiasm was
forge.
welcome.
Just wanted to forge. That's okay. I don't have to melt her antique bell, I guess.
The only problem that I'm seeing here is that
Me.
Mako needs to get up into the storm and be able to conduct the lightning down and like fully control it.
So Marco's entire experience with lightning bending was one scroll he read in One Shitong's library.
I've tried a couple
Yeah.
of times.
Yep, and you've not been very
Tried.
successful.
Can you stuff your feet
I've
in
made
the
a little bit of
carpet and try
zaps.
again?
I've done some zaps.
You've made some like static electricity, yeah.
Yeah, I've done some zappies.
if you like scuff your feet in the carpet, can you practice channeling it from your feet to your
Oh,
fingertips?
if you all gather around, I can actually just channel it from all you guys.
I'm happy for you to try.
So you meant to say no, and then I just go along with you?
This was all your idea, and I'm trying to be more trusting. Not at all because my balance is about to tip completely over. I need to be more trustworthy.
Oh shit! Right. Let me check that real quick.
And she's no longer a guardian either.
Guys, I forgive you, everyone.
No,
Guys,
I am his
believe
guardian. I
you're
had
like
to.
Mako.
I'm on the brink of my balance tipping over because I kept him as my ward.
Oh, okay.
Marco's
Yeah,
also
that's how
on
that
the
happens.
the tip of
I'm-
action as well. I've just noticed
Yeah.
Marco's also about to become an action boy.
Yeah, we're
Wow,
so...
yeah, the two of you are you're really unbalanced at the moment. Good
Hey,
lord.
we're two peas in a pod.
Actually, Aquila, I think you should move your rung down. Your rung down. I think you should move your balance down towards
rungs down.
forgiveness, because you have been that is one of the balance changes that has occurred in your story arc. So I think
2 or 1?
Aww.
2, please.
Sure, Dad.
Well, what's
Jeez.
the other side of his thing?
The-
Forgiveness and...
Action.
Yeah, his is the same as Mako.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whereas mine's self-reliance and trust, and I did not trust Mako to do anything right, let alone any of you. So I am very, very off balance, and I'm trying really hard to
Just
see him play up.
trying to get it all done.
Yeah.
Could we try approaching the spirit without attacking it in any way?
Yes. I'm all for that.
That's just because you can't.
But either way, we're going to be flying straight into a storm.
Yes,
Yeah, like-
my thought was
I-
that you could use your weather bending, your cloud bending, to allow you to pass through the worst of the storm. Most storms have a calm section in the very center, the eye. If you can reach that, perhaps you can reach the spirit.
Aye.
Fucking hell.
I can't hear
Changed
you.
my mind. Get up there in the lightning.
What if we
we
just
could
have
try
the bell in case the storm thing doesn't work? Like we need, this is more of like a backup plan.
Yeah.
I believe in Al 100%.
But on the 100%
just in
chance
case.
that he might fail.
Then
Oh, you said
Then-
but.
probably using your 3 waterbenders combined with ours airbending could hopefully get you out of there in time before you
so we
suffer
have
serious
3.
injury.
Right.
We have a few.
We keep forgetting Ahini exists.
Yep.
And he's like sitting there, like listening to this, like wrapped, and then goes like, "Yeah, no, I'm so good at water bending.
shit.
I'm not so great at like rain bending. I've never really done much apart from just make like a rain umbrella. But I'm assuming it's pretty similar to that.
Cool. I
You bring
believe in you.
buckets with us.
How did
Alrighty.
we get so stuck on lightning bending?
What do you mean?
Because we forgot there were 2 other waterbenders. That's how it happened. That's legitimately how it happened.
The whole
With the
plan, though, with the lightning bending, like,
If a lightning
Ha-
struck, like, I would
Well,
act in the
to
lightning
be
rod.
fair, the
There were
waterbenders
3
can't
airbenders,
protect. The waterbenders can't protect from lightning, so it is good
Yeah.
to address the
Yeah.
lightning issue. But you haven't
Mhm.
done much with the rain issue or the
Yeah.
wind issue yet. But
It's-
that's
it's
kind of that kind of
rain's
falls
rain.
under Arl's purview. Alrighty. I think what we'll do there then is you've got your plan. I think we will come into the next episode with you guys beginning your plan, any preparation you need to do for it, maybe getting the bell and placing
I
it somewhere
hope you wrote
strategic.
this all down.
No, we'll just make it up as we go along.
Right, that's how you
Cool.
normally go.
Yep,
that
that's
is
how I was
where
gonna do
we
Plan half, act 3 times.
exactly. That is where we're going to wrap up for tonight. We will come back next week with the execution of this plan and hopefully not the execution of our players. So I
Oh, you
will.
enunciated that too much.
I
Nice
did, yeah.
knowing you, Mako.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yeah, make a good lightning target. That is where we're going to wrap up, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you all again next Wednesday. Until then, stay safe, stay well. This Saturday morning. This Saturday. What did I say?
Wednesday.
That's still fine. We'll see you Wednesday for D&D and Thursday for Avatar Legends. That's fine. I was going to say this Saturday morning. Do we want to get the raft crew together? How's your Saturday looking?
1 second.
I am in Kula
Okay, so that's a
for a
no.
wedding.
Okay, well that's no.
So I'm out.
No, that's fine.
That would
I'll,
make the cordial.
No.
Jesus
That's
Christ,
Coddy.
Coddies. When does
I
Scarlet
am
Violet come
out
out?
for the
November,
next 4 weekends in a row.
Jesus. Okay,
Jesus.
I'll make
I'm
my own
traveling
fun
all
tomorrow.
over the place.
Okay, all right, I'll make my own fun tomorrow.
I'm sorry.
Nope, that's all G. I'll think of something else to do. Maybe I'll do another Ark Survival Evolved stream and have fun with that. That was fun. You're welcome to join. Anyone who's got Ark is welcome to join.
I don't think I have it downloaded because it took up so much space.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Alrighty.
huge.
Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. I'll chuck on Twitter what I end up deciding on Saturday morning. I don't know yet. We'll see who wants to join me and see what we can do. But until then,
Play
stay
Rocket League.
safe, stay well, and we will see you all again next time. Goodbye, everybody. Farewell. Bye.
Bye.
And thank you to Archie for rejoining us as a guest character. Looking forward to having you around for a few more sessions. Bye.
Bye.